All right. Can you guys see me? Can you guys hear me? I need an intro or something. Like some music to play while you guys are getting situated. I'm just closing out these pages real quick. I have a bunch of pages open. All right. Can you guys hear me? Hey, you guys. Hey, Jess Carter. Hey, Sihar. Hey. So anyhow, why is my chat box not working on my live? Give me just a second here. What is up with my chat overlay? Oops. Wrong thing. I don't know. It's not capturing people's chats. That sucks. It is what it is. I'm glad you guys are doing good. I'm sorry I didn't get a chance to live stream Sunday. Me and the boys went out to dinner. And so after dinner, I was like, okay, I'm about to just, I got itis. So I was like, I'm about to take a nap. And when I wake up, I'm going to be ready to do the live stream. Literally, I woke up and it was Monday. So that's where I was at Sunday. I had itis and fell asleep. I woke up, it was the next day. I'm like, damn, my Sunday chat session is over. Oh, you guys like it? Yes. Thank you. This is a new wig I slaked the other day. I wanted something short now that it's getting springtimey. So I ended up cutting this. I put layers in there and I just did some light curls. So I've been rocking this for like the past few days. Even though you guys haven't been seeing me on camera, I mainly just been doing voiceovers. Ooh, thank you for the super chat. Shout out to Flossie Brooklyn. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Anyways, I hope you guys are doing good this evening. I wanted to come on here on Tuesday and do the live because I wasn't able to do it yesterday or on Sunday. But I promise you guys I'm going to try and do lives at least once a week. So thank you to everybody for joining me. What's up, Lisa? Thank you for the super chat. Let's see how many people we have in here. Okay, good. We have over 1,000 people. So we can get started. I'm really mad my chat box is not working. I don't know. I swear OBS be doing its own thing. But I'm using a different video camera. So I'm back to using my old video camera. It's connected, so we should be good to go. It's charged, so it should not cut off. Let's see here. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about this first story concerning Nipsey. Now, if you guys are on my Instagram, you guys know I have been staying on top of the Nipsey Hussle story, just everything that's been going on, information I've been getting from people who live in South Central, who live in LA that I'm really close with, and stuff like that. So earlier today when I did the video about Chris Darden's daughter, Tiffany, speaking out because she was getting all types of threats and people going off on her about her father defending Nipsey Hussle's killer, Eric Holder. So I told you guys at that point the tickets were going to be available to the public free of charge starting at 10 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. Literally within 20 minutes, all 22,000, was it 22,000? Yeah, 22,000 because it's at the Staples Center. All 22,000 tickets were gone within 20 minutes. So a lot of people lost out. They didn't get a chance to, get a ticket and things like that. Other people said they waited in line or they waited in a virtual line for upwards of 3 hours only to not receive it. So then shortly after that, somebody left a comment on my Instagram page saying, T, do you know people are now selling these tickets? And I'm like, you got to be shitting me. You like really had to be shitting me that people are taking advantage of this situation and they're using it as a way to make money. So basically, I thought, well, maybe it's just a rumor. Nobody would be that tactless. But of course, I don't know why I just keep having high hopes for humanity. On eBay right now, you can go and get Nipsey Hussle funeral tickets starting at $400. And here's the picture. It's officially made the mainstream media, but somebody in my comment section broke it hours ago. And yeah, so now it's official. These tickets are now being sold. So I'm just really disgusted by this and what people are doing. Thank you, Sarah Moody, for the super chat. I appreciate it. Let's see here. FA says, I've literally lost hope for humanity. It's Angel said it's a shame they're selling free tickets. Yeah, it's really sad. And I think the worst part is Jamara, she said, oh my God, I thought they were free. They are free. That's the problem. This person, beat out thousands of other hopefuls who were hoping to get tickets to go to his funeral. this person won them, and instead of going to the funeral and paying their respects, they're now trying to hawk these tickets on eBay. And it's not just one person, it's multiple people. You know, and the sad part is with death, you know what I'm saying, comes a lot of sincerity, but then you also have people who try and take advantage of the situation, and that's what's going on right now with Nipsey Hussle. It's also been announced today that they decided to change the street, Slauson and Crenshaw, that cross street. They're going to change it to Nipsey Hussle's name. Literally, it's his whole name. So this is going to be a long street, but they are going to change it. Some people are happy about this. Some people feel like, no, they should not be changing the street name. Nipsey wouldn't want it changing his name. Y'all should have did it when he was alive. Why do it now that he's dead? So, you know, there's a lot of mixed emotions because people know that street. You know, they're used to Slauson Avenue. They don't really want to see it change. Some people don't. Other people are all for it. So let's see here. Yeah, there's funeral tickets, because you got to realize this isn't a regular funeral. And I know you guys laugh at how I say funeral, but that's how we pronounce it. So sorry if I'm not saying it proper. But it's not like your average funeral. So you got to think about it like this. The reason why they're having tickets is because it's at the Staples Center. It's not like it's in a church. It's not like it's in, you know, somewhere small. It's at the Staples Center. If you've ever been in the Staples Center, it is huge. I've been to several concerts at the Staples Center. It's a big venue. So you're talking about a venue that holds 22,000 people. They have to have some type of order, so that's why they decided to do tickets. They did the same thing when XXX died. They did it in a stadium down in Florida, and I forget the stadium down in Florida. Y'all can remind me. But they did the same thing when XXX died because they knew a lot of fans would be coming. But the difference with XXX, they allowed fans to come from all over the country. So they had people coming from, like, I mean, as far away as Canada, which is a whole nother country. All types of different states came down to his funeral. But the one with Nipsey Hussle, you had to be a resident of LA to be able to get these tickets because, you know, Cali's big anyways. So they didn't want a lot of outsiders getting the tickets first. So this was open to only Cali residents. So the people who are doing this, people who are selling his tickets on eBay, starting at $400, these are all people in California. So I just find that really sad. Miss Kel says California. Yes, T. Love the accent. Thank you. Courtney says, girl, me and you pronounce funeral the same way. Okay, good. I'm glad I'm not the only person. That's how I've always pronounced it. And people tell me I pronounced it wrong. I don't know. That's my accent. That's how I say funeral. But yeah, I'm just really disgusted by that. It's like, you know, of all the things you can take advantage of, why take advantage of that? Especially if you're really a fan. You know what I'm saying? That's how you know the people who are not real fans of his, they're just trying to take advantage of an opportunity. Because if you were a real fan, you would know that Nipsey would not be okay with something like that. You know, you're basically taking away from real fans opportunities to go pay their respect because you want to hustle and get some money. But the sad part is, okay, while we're having this discussion, how much do you want to bet that some eager fan, some fan who really wanted tickets, who couldn't go, they're willing to pay the money? And that's the thing, you know, that's why you have situations like this, because you always have folks who are willing to toe that line and pay somebody for those tickets. Let's see here. Yeah, it is. It's straight up facts. It's insane. Inglewood in the house. Rest in peace to Nipsey. What's up, Christina? Let's see here. We got a lot of comments coming through. They should have had that. They should have had the website shut down. Well, they're not going to shut down eBay because a few people want to scalp. People scalp all the time, so they're not going to shut down eBay. You got to realize eBay is also an income source for a lot of legitimate sellers. A lot of people run their businesses on on eBay. So it's not fair to shut down the entire site because of these particular sellers. Maybe they can shut down the accounts, but you know, again, it's going to be very interesting to see if eBay ends up doing that. They might do it, but trust me, if there's a will, there's a way, okay? If they don't put it on eBay, it'll be on Craigslist. You know, people are just sick in the head. Oh my God. Shanice says, my coworker got fired for selling Nipsey funeral tickets. Damn. Well, that was fast because the tickets just came out today. Okay, Shanae, I'm going to need you to type some more stuff. Spill the tea. So what were they doing? Were they trying to sell it at work? How much were they trying to sell the tickets for? And how did your boss find out to fire them? We want the tea, girl. Because I want to know somebody who's received some consequences for trying to do this fuck shit. That is very interesting. So they try to be greedy and lost their damn job behind being greedy. Ain't that something? Thank you, It's Angel, for the super chat. I appreciate it. Okay, so XXX funeral was held at Florida's Panther Stadium. Okay, thank you. I was trying to figure that out. Bertha said, what's poppin', lovely tea? Love from the NOLA. Thank you. Matter of fact, I'm trying to come down to NOLA in the next few months. So stay tuned. I haven't been to New Orleans in years, in a long time. So I'm really excited to come down there. I love y'all's accents. I want y'all to teach me how to bounce when I come down. They be getting it in the NOLA. Okay, let's see here. So Marcy Randall says, sad that people, hold on, that super chat is flying, honey. Sad that people will still try and reap benefits even after you're dead. They are on Craigslist as we speak. R.I.P. Nipsey. Thank you for the super chat, and thank you for pointing that out. I figured it was only a matter of time before they ended up on Craigslist. So that's why I said, even if eBay shuts down the listing, if there's a will, there's a way. And unfortunately, you have people who are real fans, who are real fans, who are taking this hard, and they're willing to pay the money. And people know that. People know that, and that's the sad part. Socially Balanced TV said, yes, T, you are on point. Thank you. Jatrick Turner says, love you. I love you too. Just know you got love from Tennessee. Thank you, Sophisticated Naturally. I appreciate it. Okay, so somebody said something about the websites. These comments are going so fast. Hold up. Buy one, get one free for the funeral. It's a funeral deal? Are y'all serious? They're doing buy one, get one free. People ain't shit. People ain't shit. That's crazy. Wow. Okay, let's see here. Devin, you gonna be in NOLA in August? Okay. That's what's up. Brevian says, let me get a sip of that tea. You can find it on Amazon.com/shops/lovely tea. I'm not sharing this glass. Righteous B Girl, thank you for the super chat. She says, love watching your channel. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Let's see here. I'm trying to look for the girl's comment about the coworker who got fired. Kat, I was in Orlando last month. You missed me. I was just down in Orlando and I had a great time. I'm definitely coming to Texas. That's my goal. Either Dallas or Houston. I'm definitely coming to Texas this year. Let's see here. Okay, so no more tea about the coworker, or am I just missing it? I'm trying to find it. I'm gonna be coming back to LA soon. I got some business going on in LA, business dealings, so I will be back in LA soon enough. I gotta talk to a few people out there. Thank you, Kaya Mintz, for the super chat. Yeah, I was trying to see. Okay, she said she used to work. Okay, nope. I thought it was I wanted to get some more information on the people who got fired, but I can't find her comment, so I don't know. But, yeah, so the whole situation with Nipsey, you have a lot of people taking advantage of this situation, especially with the funeral. So now let me ask you guys, if out of everybody in here, we have about 2,200 people in here. How many of you guys are in LA, and how many of you guys have tickets to go to the funeral? Put a cup if you guys have a ticket to go to the funeral. Put a teacup in the thing. Let me see if anybody has one. So nobody won no tickets? Somebody said, I wish they would live stream it. They might. You never know. They might live stream it. And even if they don't officially live stream it, you know damn well everybody gonna have their cell phones. People will be at the funeral live streaming it. They'll probably have pictures of this man in his casket. You know how social media does. Because they did the same thing with Shawty Lo when he died. They really wanted it to be, just immediate friends, family. They allowed the fans to come. And then what did the fans do? They had that man's casket photo all over social media. So, people are going to live stream it either way. Let's see here. Quidano Maya says, T, can I be a mod, sweetheart, if you don't mind? Occur. What you drinking today looks good. Put some cilantro in the tea. Love you. Thank you so much. I am drinking my peach ginger tea, and I had some strawberries in there and some ice. So I made it cold. So that's what I'm sipping on. And yeah, I can make you a mod. Give me 2 seconds. All right, there you go. I'm trying to like go through all this stuff. So Anita, if you're bothered by the topic, why are you here? Since you feel like I'm capitalizing, why are you here? None of my Nipsey Hussle videos have been monetized. They don't monetize anything, you know, concerning death. So me doing videos on Nipsey Hussle, I'm not getting a dime off of them. So make sure you talk what you know. But the better question is, if you're bothered and you're pressed, why are you here? So you're a hypocrite. If you don't like it, get the fuck out the chat. That's what you do. People kill me with the bullshit. You in here complaining, but you see the name, you see what the topic is about, and then you join and then complain. So miss me with that. Nobody's making money off of this man because YouTube does not monetize anything with Nipsey Hussle's name in it. Period. So enjoy the block party. Next case. Y'all be in here cracking me up. I mean, I just have to keep it real. I hate when people come in with that mush mouth shit. How are people making money off of Nipsey when YouTube does not monetize anything concerning death, concerning a tragedy? People who are making these videos are literally making them for you guys. We're making them, putting the stories together for you guys. We're not getting paid a dime off of these videos. The live streams I've done, the only money I've gotten is people, you know, doing super chats. But as far as YouTube, no, everything is in the yellow, demonetized. You know what I'm saying? So people like to talk shit, but don't even know what the hell's going on the back end. Y'all know I'ma always keep it real. I don't play that shit. Don't come in here with that mush mouth stuff. If you're so above the fray and you know, oh, people shouldn't be making videos on Nipsey, then you shouldn't be in a chat room when the topic is about Nipsey Hussle. Like, use some common sense and have some self-control. Okay, so Marcy says, my cousin and her friend each got a ticket. That's what's up. So they're not going to take you? If they each got a ticket, they must be going with their significant other. Show Light says, don't explain yourself to these low lives. You know, every now and then you do. I try not to, but, you know, when I see stupid stuff like that, sometimes you just got to let people know what time it is, because people just like to run their mouth. That's the thing I just hate about this social media culture. People swapping down, they know the real deal. They know the real tea. They know everything going on behind the scenes. They'll literally put bits and pieces together and then feel like they know your life. You know what I'm saying? Like right now you got people in their feelings because they get blocked off my channel. They get blocked off my Instagram. But what I find funny is that people never ask them, well, what did you do to get blocked? Like, I just don't wake up blocking people. Like, obviously, 9 times out of 10, you did something. You know what I'm saying? So, you always have people who got something to say. I'm just so over it. But I have to check that person real quick, because you're not going to come in the topic about Nipsey and then complain about the topic. Last time I checked, the stream is clearly titled. This stream does not say, come and check your chakras. Let me, you know what I'm saying, vibe with your kundalini energy. It don't say none of that shit. Reading is fundamental. Jasmine Harrington, I love you too. Thank you. Let's see here. Hold on, I think I got another super chat. Adia Kadane says, always great to see you do lives. Great discussion. Cheers from Dallas. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. So now I want to go ahead and show you guys, after all the nonsense that went on with Nipsey, people scalping the tickets, you know, people basically just doing a lot of mess. And another thing I didn't understand is, remember when all that stuff happened the first day of the visual, when you had everybody running, and initially the news report said that it was shots fired. Then it came out that it wasn't shots fired, that supposedly somebody was stabbed. But people that I know who were there that night were telling me that nobody was shot, nobody was stabbed. Some balloons got too close to the candles and they started popping. And so people got scared thinking they were gunshots. And so, you know, candles got knocked over, you know, some glass, you know, was kind of flying or whatever. But they're basically saying that the media was lying. Well, not as of yesterday, like I posted on Instagram, TMZ was sitting there basically stating that now there was a shooting that night and they're looking for the suspects, and supposedly the suspects were trying to murder somebody. So a lot of people on Instagram were basically screaming foul, like they're just trying to do this to scare people away from going to the funeral. They're just trying to make that part of South Central look bad, you know, look worse than it already looks, being that Nipsey was killed in his own hood. So, you know, there's like a lot of confusion with what went on the day of his visual, the very first day. And that's the thing I didn't understand either, because it's like there were so many different reports, and now they claim that they're looking for a potential murder suspect. So it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. But I wanted to share with you guys, if you guys have not gotten a chance to see this video, I posted it earlier, and it's Nipsey Hussle's mother, and basically she's talking about the entire situation. She's talking about her son, and I think the words that she said, it left a lot of people with peace. It's like, you know, if his own mother, and I even saw his grandmother's interview on the news, and she's such a beautiful woman, like listening to his grandmother and then listening to his mother come out and speak today, let me know where Nipsey Hussle got his big heart from, because it takes a strong person to be able to just, you know, not move on from this, but to be able to deal with what she's dealing with such class. So I'm going to go ahead and play you guys the video. Let me know if there's any echoing. There shouldn't be, but let me know if there is. So give me just a second here, you guys. Let me mute my microphone.
I want to tell you, Ermias was more beautiful in death than he was in life. Ermias didn't have any marks on him when I viewed him. His hair was perfect. There was not one strand of hair that was out of place. All of the love and all of the compassion and all of the caring and the truthfulness and the generosity and the honesty, all of the compassion, just all of the good things that were inside of Ermias' heart is as if they lifted off of his heart and they transferred to his face. His face was beautiful and had complete peacefulness. Beautiful. I looked at him and I said, that's my angel baby. Yes. Because now he's a baby in the spirit world. He's beginning his life in the spirit world. Students, don't fear. When you live your life and you have God on your side, when God dwells inside of you, there is no fear. Everything is in perfect order. Everything is in the divine, perfect order of our Creator. And we have perfect peace. I have perfect peace, and I have strength. And I want to lift you up. Please do not stay down. Do not stay stuck.
Many of them are stuck.
Do not mourn, because Nipsey is great.
He is the great.
He is the great. And now he is even greater.
Yes, he is.
Because he has no bounds and no limits. His energy is everywhere. He can touch. He's there with you now, and he's here with me now.
That's true.
Okay. So were you guys able to hear it? I hope there wasn't an echo or anything like that. But I loved his mother's message. Like, I just felt like it was just so heartfelt, the way she stated that how she was telling people, you know, don't feel bad. He's transitioned. He's, you know, turned into something greater. And then what was amazing is we all know he was shot in the head. And she's saying that there wasn't a hair out of place, that he just looked like he was at peace. And, you know, I know a lot of people are saying that he looks a lot like his mother, which he does, but he also looks a lot like his father. Now, I know his father is from Eritrea. And growing up, my best friend in high school, her and her family, they were from Eritrea. So I know a lot of Eritreans and things like that. Is his mother Eritrean? Because I've heard people say that she's African-American, but looking at her, she looks like she's Eritrean. So that's why I was trying to figure out, was she full Eritrean? Is she half Eritrean, or is she just African-American? Because looking at Nipsey, he looks like he's full 100% Eritrean. He looks like my friend's brothers. But yeah, her message was very, very powerful. Okay. Oh, she's Creole. Yeah, she doesn't look African-American. She looks like she's Eritrean. Tiffany Haddish is half Eritrean. But Tiffany Haddish, she looks more African-American than Eritrean. Okay, his mother is Creole. Oh, okay. Okay. That makes sense. So she's a Creole from New Orleans. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, she looks very much looks like she could be Eritrean as well. Okay. But I know his father is. Yeah, she's a very beautiful woman, very beautiful spirit. You know, the way she's handling this, it just says a lot. You know, and even the grandmother was saying that she was going to pray for Eric Holder. You know, and that takes a big person to say that, especially what they did to their, you know, to her grandchild, what they did to this woman's son. It takes a really big person to forgive somebody, especially at a time like this. And the good thing about these women being so strong in the situation, even Nipsey Hussle's dad, he came out and he said something I had posted on Instagram when I did the whole collage. He also came out and said, you know, some really powerful words about his son as well, and basically said that, you know, his son's chapter is done and God called him home. Like Nipsey basically did what he was ordained to do, and now, you know, his marathon is over and God called him home. So he said a lot of really deep stuff. Both of his parents did. I've been hearing rumors and I haven't talked about it. I haven't posted it. I know a few people have sent me articles stating that Lauren London is pregnant. Supposedly she's a few weeks pregnant. I see you guys talking about in the chat room. I don't know if this is true or not. That's why I have not reported on it. That's why I haven't posted it. The link that you guys sent me, I tried to check out the article, try to find other factual sources. Me personally, I couldn't find any. So I don't know. Let me see here. They are a beautiful, uplifting, God bless the family. I definitely agree. He said she is Creole. Okay. That's Nola Cajun Roots, Nola Bound. Okay, okay, hold on. Storybook says, T, did you hear about the whole Trippie Redd and Cash Me Outside foolishness? I think I heard bits and pieces. Wasn't he messing with her or something like that? Hell, Tekashi 6ix9ine, he spilled that tea like a year ago that they were messing around, if that's the foolishness you're talking about. I don't really check for Cash Me Outside. I look at her like she's a little kid. I just don't like badass kids. When I see her, I just see a little badass 15-year-old girl. So I just don't check for her. But I'm assuming you're talking about this situation where supposedly she was messing with Trippie Redd. Let's see here. Yeah, that's the thing about Lauren London. I don't know. I'm not sure until she herself confirms it, or, you know, a credible source. I'm just going to leave it as just internet gossip and speculation. You know what I'm saying? Because even with the whole XXX situation, when it came out that he had a baby on the way, his mother confirmed that. You know, she confirmed that, and they basically kept Genesis off of social media, out of the public eye, because they didn't want her stressing, having a miscarriage. So I think, you know, if she is pregnant, that's for Lauren London to come out and tell the world if she chooses to. But as of now, I'm just going to put that in the rumor box, okay? I'm not buying it until she confirms it. Let's see here. Tracy Sullivan says, hey, lovely, you're always on point. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Kayla says, no one said Nipsey and his mama wasn't black. They said they weren't African American. Not all black people are African American. Yeah, that's true. I mean, he's half Eritrean. But his mother looks like, phenotypically, she looks Eritrean. But now that you guys are saying that she's Creole, that makes sense. Because I was definitely confused. Like, well, I thought he was half Eritrean, but it makes sense. She's Creole. She's a beautiful woman, though. Very beautiful woman. Rosa says, I feel bad for the kids. Yeah, especially, you know, his son is still young. I think Cross is like 2, maybe 3. But his daughter, the one that he had just took to the Grammys, I mean, I can't imagine what she's going through, what both of them are going through. But with her being a little bit older, you know, having spent more time with her father because she is older, the whole situation is just sad. It really is. What is Eritrean? It's a country in East Africa. It used to be a part of Ethiopia like a long time ago, and then they had a civil war. And so Ethiopia split into 2 parts, and one was kept Ethiopia and the other part was Eritrea. So Eritrea is kind of like in Ethiopia, but it's its own separate country. So they had like a real big civil war. And growing up, my best friend, she was from Eritrea, her whole family. Yeah, so he's, you know, he's the best of both worlds. Okay, so we haven't got on the Kodak Black part, Tabitha, so don't worry, we haven't missed out on that yet. I just wanted to show you that. So now, oh, you know what? You're so right. Tegan Noel says, Lauren won't ever say she's pregnant. She's very private. You are so right about that, because she carried a whole 9-month pregnancy with Cross and didn't say anything. Literally, her and Nipsey got on social media and posted the baby's hand. And we're like, we want to welcome our son Cross. And everybody was like, hold up, she was pregnant. So you are so right about that. I forgot. Lauren London is so secretive. If y'all thought Beyonce was secretive about her relationship, y'all don't know about Lauren. You are so right about that. I don't know why I thought Lauren would confirm shit. Lauren is not. If she is pregnant, we're not going to know until Lauren has that baby, because she's very, very secretive. And I respect that. You know, that's how you keep your relationship intact. That's how you keep it fresh. Keeping the shit off of social media. Keeping it off of reality television. Not allowing the world to come in and you know, and have opinions on your relationship, and have opinions on any mistake or any issue that they deem as an issue. Whereas it may not even be an issue for you and that person in that relationship. But once you expose your relationship to social media, reality television, you're just inviting demons to literally just break your shit up. You know, how many reality TV couples have we seen? They start off strong, we're so in love, and everybody screaming, oh, they're goals, they're goals. And then within like 2-3 years into reality television, they're divorced. So I respect Lauren London and Nipsey for always, you know, basically keeping their relationship between themselves. They never flaunted on social media like that. You know, they really started becoming more open in the last few months, like when they did like the whole GQ thing and stuff like that. But for the most part, they've always kept their relationship pretty private. So respect to her for that. Thank you so much, Treva McCrae, for the super chat. I appreciate it. So let's see here. So I want to go ahead and talk about the Kodak Black situation now. So this whole Kodak Black is a mess. So we already talked about this, all the mess that he said, and I posted the video where all the rappers were cussing him out. They were going off on him. He was everything but a child of God because of what he said, you know, basically disrespecting Lauren London and also disrespecting Nipsey Hussle, right? So T.I. decided that he was going to take down Kodak. This entire situation is a mess. So he decided to punish Kodak, because remember he told Kodak, you need to fix this expeditiously, okay? Expeditiously. So Kodak, I guess he didn't fix this shit expeditiously enough for T.I., because T.I. had his management team at the Trap Museum. Yes, he has a whole Trap Museum, a museum dedicated to the, you know, history of trap rap and trap culture. So they had Kodak Black's pictures in there, and so T.I. staff was taking it down. And of course, them being messy, they decided to, you know, take it down via social media. So they're posting all this on Instagram. And so people start roasting Kodak Black. So of course Kodak Black, you know, he gets in his feelings and he starts going off. He's like, I don't give a fuck. They ain't have permission. They didn't have no permission to use my pictures anyway. He was like, fuck that bitch ass museum. It was going off. When I tell you, I was on Instagram crying, laughing. I'm going to go ahead and show y'all this video of Kodak Black going off. Y'all check this out. This shit is funny as hell. He was real mad, hoodie. Let me mute this mic. Let's see, where'd it go? Oh, you know what?
Yeah, recipe shot it low. Recipe that boy shot it low, man. Fuck all that other shit. Fuck that pussy ass museum. Bitch, I ain't get y'all permission to put me up there anyway, bitch. Fuck that pussy ass museum. Yeah, recipe shot it low. Recipe that boy shot it low, man. Fuck all that other shit. Fuck that pussy ass museum. Bitch, I ain't get y'all permission to put me up there anyway, bitch. Fuck that pussy ass museum. They ain't tell y'all put me up there anyhow, bitch. Recipe shot it low.
and shit. That's the part that had me dying, because now this son, he's worried about copyright. Y'all ain't get my permission. Fuck that pussy ass museum. Y'all ain't get my permission anyways. Put that shit up there. Y'all ain't had no permission to use my pictures any damn way. I was like, look at him trying to be all legal beagle and shit. That shit had me cracking up. I was like, oh, he big mad, honey. He big mad. So, of course, they start going back and forth, and he goes on to like another live stream. I didn't even post this one yet. So he goes on live. Now he's going on T.I.'s lip, because y'all know T.I. got that scar on his lip, and he's telling T.I. to fix his lip and all this. This dude is a few eggs short of a dozen, okay? So then T.I. ends up going live, and he has his lip in the camera. You know what I'm saying? He's all like this in the camera, showing his lip. And he's basically talking about how his wife likes his scar on his lip. So, I mean, this whole situation is crazy. But like I said, I just find it funny that they have all this, vitriol and hate. And they want to, change everything around because of, this one situation. Which, like I said in my video, was very disrespectful. But Kodak Black has been problematic. And I think had they nipped it in the bud and checked him when he was being problematic a year ago, he wouldn't have felt so comfortable to disrespect Lauren London or Nipsey Hussle, period. So how did y'all feel about his comment? So Freddie Yarborough says, T.I. is a clown. Red China says, fix his lip. Boy, fix your face. Kodak Black is a shameful, looks shameful to wear. Where's Wayne? Though the second baby mama and Kodak's child disrespected. Oh, yeah, I forgot about that when he was going in on Reginae. And that was a few weeks ago when he went in on Reginae and nobody checked him. It was only Reginae and Toya that were taking up for themselves against Kodak Black. So like I said, he's been problematic. Listen here, Lisa says he's been disrespectful. He's like a bad child that no one has disciplined. It's true. Jazzy says T.I. is a master cheater. If he would have had herpes, it would have been came out. Kodak Black looks like he has one of those roaches that you spray and it still lives. Y'all are a mess. Yeah, that whole situation had me cracking up, because you could tell he was definitely in his feelings, but he was trying to play it off. And like I said, I think at this point, of course a lot of people in hip hop are mad. But I still feel like it's selective outrage. I feel like they're mad now. But a month from now, they're going to come out, talking about, we talked about it. It's water under a bridge. He's a shawty. He ain't no better and all this other shit. So I'm not getting up in arms about this. This whole situation to me, as far as like him and T.I. and this whole back and forth, I find the whole situation comical. So I'm not jumping on. I told you I'm done with the whole cancel culture. I'm done with the whole cancel bandwagon. People only want to cancel people depending on if they like them or not, depending on who they offended and everything else. So being that they don't have the same energy for everybody, I don't care about the whole cancel culture. Yes, Malik, fake outrage. That's exactly what it is. Because they're going to be back rocking with him soon enough. And that's the truth. Let's see here. Cece says, I give it a week before they forget. Exactly. And that's the issue with social media. I was thinking about that today. I have an adorable laugh. Thank you, Cree. I was thinking about that today. I was listening to some Victory Lap on the way. I was running errands. So I was listening to that. And then a song by Little Skies came on. And I was like, damn, I haven't really heard anything from him in a while. Not saying he hasn't been dropping new music, but I just hadn't heard anything. And then it was like a song from, who else was there? It's like some other new rapper, honey. So, and then Juice WRLD. So, and I was thinking to myself, like, there's just so many rappers. Like, I cannot keep up. And I was thinking, like, back when we were growing up, you really got a chance to know the artist. And I feel like nowadays you just don't get that chance to know them, because by the time you're actually being a fan of this artist, well, here goes a new person. Like, even just like a year and a half ago, think about it. Everybody was all on, Little Pump, Little Pump, Little Pump. And then, and I'm not saying that he's old and washed up, but you don't hear that. You don't hear people talking about him as much as they did. Then it was, Smoking Perp. You don't hear about him as much. Trippie Redd. You don't, then 6ix9ine. So it's like always like this huge like recycling of just rappers. We'll just put this rapper out there, pump him up, you know what I'm saying? Let him make as much money as he can, floss, act crazy on social media. Now we're on to the next. And I think that's part of that microwave society. You know, like you were saying, in a month, they'll forget about this whole Kodak Black thing, or be water under a bridge. But growing up, I feel like we got a chance to, like, really know our rappers, our artists, our R&B people. Like, you knew things about them, and I'm not saying, like, necessarily personal things, but you got a chance to, like, when they dropped an album, you got a chance to really listen to their album, really absorb it, really understand where they're coming from. But now that we live in just like this whole microwave society, it's like people are dropping albums like every other day. You know what I'm saying? Or throwing stuff on SoundCloud or remixes or, you know, stuff like that, where you never truly feel like you get to know the artist unless, you know, you're knowing them via what they're doing on social media and not so much like their whole music. Do you guys understand what I'm saying? Okay, so Crystal says, right. Yeah, it's a different era. It definitely is. Somebody said, I never liked Kodak Black, self-hating ass. Diamond says, real talk. The music industry needs to be cleaned the fuck out. Let's see here. Did you see LMA Shay Jacquees? I sure did. I seen that. I was like, okay. But did she tell a lie? I'm just saying. She didn't lie. Let's see here. Somebody said something about Yo MTV Raps. MTV's Diary was the shit. I remember that. That was really good. That was another good way where you got to know your artist without being bombarded by them all the time. Like, social media has literally made me hate a lot of people. Like, a lot of artists, a lot of celebrities I refuse to follow because you have, like, one perception of them, you know, like via their art, either music or movies, and then on their social media it's like a whole different thing. So I did like MTV's Diary because I guess it was more like a controlled environment and you got to know more about them. It's like they were giving you a sneak peek into their life. But now with social media, we know everything about them, so it's not even interesting anymore. Like, I know what they had for breakfast, lunch, and damn dinner. Whereas back then we were only, you know, fed that stuff, you know, every now and then. So it was a treat to find out, you know, when you watch MTV's Diary of Aaliyah or MTV's Diary of Chris Rock. I think Chris Rock's was the funniest. He was like, sometimes I just like to steal shit. I still remember that from Chris Rock. Let's see here. These rappers are swollen headed and then forgotten about. That's why I fuck with old school music. I don't blame you, Jalea. I don't blame you at all. And it's true, they boost them up and then they're like, they're gone. It's like, well, damn, what happened to little such and such? Well, they've been replaced by another little person, you know? So it's crazy. Dark and Chocolate says, I'm glad Beyonce releases an album every couple years. Me too, because it makes you feel like, you know, it gives you anticipation. And that's one thing I really like about Beyonce is the fact that she is like more secretive. She doesn't put like her whole life on social media. She puts what she wants you guys to see, and the rest of her life is private. I mean, I can't tell you how many times I forget that she has twins because she doesn't post them every day. She's not on social media talking about, look at my babies learning to talk and walk. And so when we do see the twins, it's a treat. It's like, oh, there goes, you know, update of Rummy and Sir. But because she doesn't show them often, I always forget about them. I mainly remember Blue Ivy. But, you know, that's what I'm saying. Like, she's not in your face 24/7. She gives us a chance to miss her. And I wish some of these celebrities would take note. Like, I just want to miss you. Just let me miss you, even if it's for a month. Just leave social media. Don't tweet. Go enjoy your family and friends and then come back. Give me a chance to miss you. But a lot of these celebrities, they don't want to because, again, like we talked about in the past, FOMO. The fear of missing out. And it's not just celebrities, it's people. It's regular people like me and you. You know, people have that fear of missing out. They feel like they have to be attached and they have to be in the know. They have to know what's going on social media 24/7. And I'm sure Beyonce is probably on Instagram all the time like anybody else, but you'd never know it. She's not in people's comment sections. She's not trolling people. She's not looking for likes. And, you know, like it's very rare you'll ever see her in like anybody's comments. Like, you're never going to catch Beyonce, you know, comment creeping, or, you know, we caught Beyonce liking a shady tweet. So, I don't know. Beyonce really, man, she exemplifies, you know, a queen. She really does. Like, how she carries herself on social media. She's never involved in a bunch of fuck shit or drama. It's about her and her husband. And I respect that. Let's see here. Rihanna took hella notes from Beyonce. If that's the case, she did. Rihanna has calmed down. I follow Rihanna. Funny enough, I don't follow Beyonce, but I follow Rihanna. And I like how Rihanna does her Instagram, and that's why I follow her, because it's not too much. It's not her posting every 5 minutes. It's not her on some, look at me, I'm so beautiful, and, watch me do this. She'll hit us with a badass outfit, a badass hairdo, like, every now and then she goes away. You may not see Rihanna for like a week or until she wants to, premiere her Fenty Beauty, but she's not on Instagram 24/7, talking shit, going back and forth with people, screaming at all her haters. And no, so I think, I agree with you. She has taken a page out of Beyonce's book, because she's definitely not on there like she used to be. Look, somebody said unlike the Kardashians. But you know what, though? One thing about them, they are on social media a lot, but even with Kylie, she's not problematic. She just posts her pictures of her and her child. Her I don't know if her and Travis are married. She keeps calling him her husband. She just posts her pictures and promotes her makeup line. And that's it. I don't see her involved in a bunch of drama or going to people's comment sections, being messy and stuff like that. So, even though she does post often, it's just mainly her on her page. So it's like, it's just different things. It's different things. Look, Shania says she's busy keeping her billionaire in check. I bet so. She don't want to let him slip through the cracks, honey. Cena says Rihanna used to be on Instagram smoking weed. Yeah, she's calmed down a lot. Trust me, she's calmed down a lot. She's really grown up, and I can respect that. Everybody's young, and they make their mistakes, and, life is a learning process, but you can tell she's matured a lot. She's matured a lot. I definitely liked her. Let's see here. Nah, she's too busy turning into her BFF Jordy. But she took her style from Heather Sanders. I did a video about that years ago. That's who she took her style from. Matter of fact, Jordan and Kylie took their style from Heather Sanders. I see she's back hanging with Heather Sanders. Ethos says, Lauren London, we love you, and we have a sad respect for your man. Condolences to your family, and continue your privacy. God bless you, and forget the fuckery. Amen. That's the truth. Thank you, Miss Kim. I appreciate it. Kylie and Kendall ain't messy ever. Yeah, I don't see them really doing too much to people at all. Lindsay R says, Tatas look good, T. Send the other money to the mods, please. Hey, Lindsay. Thank you so much. Lovely T, I need some merch. You guys can go on to Teespring. There's some shirts on there. I got a new honey shirt coming, so we're still working on the design, but that will be out soon enough. I'll keep you guys posted on that. Okay, so we've been on here for already 48 minutes, so I don't want to make this more than an hour. Jen says, we need you on television. You never know. But that's never really been my goal, is to be on TV. I like being independent. I don't see myself on YouTube forever, but I definitely see myself creating like some YouTube shows. But my main thing right now is, keeping my businesses going outside of YouTube. So that's my main goal. But, TV is cool, but the only thing is you have to deal with like a bunch of rules and regulations. You really can't be yourself. You can't be open and honest. And, like I always say, the truth doesn't bring people together, it divides people. And because, I'm kind of blunt and I just kind of speak what comes to my mind, I don't know how well that would work for television. Tell you the truth. Jay Forrest says, never understood how these new rappers are given the blessed opportunity to get out the hood, make millions, live a better life, but still want to do fuck shit. Go live your damn life. I agree with you, Jay Flores. I really do. It's the truth. Somebody was asking me a question. Let me go back. I'm trying to find it. Black man 1212, as always, lovely, stay beautiful. Thank you. I will. I'm not going to let my crown hit the floor, boo. I think somebody was asking me something about ADOS. Is that how you say it? I'm going to get to Super Set in a second. Is it ADOS? Because I've been hearing about the movement. I seen somebody write it, then it disappeared. Is that what it, that's what it's called, right? I think it's called American Descendants of Slaves. Is that what it is? Okay, ADOS, right? Okay, so somebody did write that in there. Okay, so how do I feel about that? I mean, I guess for me, I feel this way. I mean, I've been seeing like some of the movement and talk on social media, and I think a lot of it has to do with reparations. And so I feel like for me, I'm Nigerian, okay? So that's my background and everything else. But I feel like for people who are African American and they're African American descendants of slaves, they 100% deserve reparations. Point blank, period. Because they've given reparations to the Japanese people, you know, when they put them in internment camps during the whole, like, bombing of Hiroshima, when they had, you know, rounded all the Japanese together. A lot of their families, they still get paid out by the government. But I also believe this, because this is where some people toe the line. Like, they feel like, well, you know, even though I'm African, but I live in America, or I'm from the Caribbean, but I live in America, I too deserve reparations. I don't agree with that. I feel like reparations should only be for African American people. People who can trace their lineage back to slavery. You know, so some people are like, well, that's not fair. You know, I live here too, or I'm black too. But your culture is different from people who are descendants of slaves. So that's my opinion on the whole ODS, the ADOS reparations, is that they definitely do deserve, you know what I'm saying, reparations. And it should only be for African American people. I don't think anybody else should be allowed to touch that pot, because let's keep it real. If there was some type of reparations in Africa, in Nigeria, or in Eritrea, or Ethiopia, or Liberia, they would not allow African Americans to come and say, well, hey, I'm of African descent, so cut me a check. They wouldn't go for that. Just like if this was in the Caribbean, you couldn't, if and Jamaica was given reparations, they would not allow African Americans to come and claim Jamaican heritage and get money. So that's how I feel when it comes to reparations. I definitely believe that, you know, people who are descendants of slaves deserve to be paid. They deserve their 40 acres and a mule that they were promised, you know what I'm saying, because they helped to build this country. And that's why I said, like, you know, the conversation needs to be had. You know, like we have to, like we talked last week, we have to realize who's making the divide between Africans and African Americans, and a lot of that is the media. The things that they feed into Africa about African Americans are all the negative stereotypes. So people have preconceived notions of African Americans overseas in the Caribbean, in Africa, and then here in America, African Americans, they get preconceived notions, negative notions of Africans and people from the Caribbean because of what the mainstream media puts out there. So like we were talking last week, it's very important to get to know people for who they are, especially when they're people, you know, of color just like you. Don't just assume because somebody's from the islands or from Jamaica, all they do is sit around and smoke weed all day. Don't assume because somebody's from Africa, then all they do is, you know, sit around in mud huts and things like that. And don't assume because somebody's African American, they're all thugs and drug dealers and gangbangers. That's just what the media wants people to perceive, so that way it can keep everybody separated. So I hope that makes sense. I'm of Yoruba descent, Miss Nicole. It should be paid reparations, paid to everyone else, even to this day. No, not if you're not African American. It should not be paid to everybody else. It should be paid to African American people, because again, if you were to go overseas, let's say they start giving out reparations in France, you can't just go to their country and say, well, you know, I'm of French descent, I should get money too. Like, you know, this is for people who have been here generations, and I feel like it should go to strictly African American people. I don't think it's fair for everybody else to then feel like, well, I've been here, you know what I'm saying, or I'm African American too, but your lineage does not trace back to slavery. Your lineage traces back to Africa, the Caribbeans. You can't then try and take their money. That's money that's deserving of for them. That's money that their families and everybody worked to build this country while your family was not here. You get what I'm saying? Do you guys understand what I'm saying? Y'all don't have to agree, but that's just how I feel. I feel like it should definitely be money for African American people. What about the Indians? Well, I don't know. I'm not Indian. I mean, they should get money too, but that's their fight. They asked me about African American descendants of slaves, so that'd be for the Indians to fight to try and get that money. Okay, so you guys agree? Okay, good. How do I feel about the term akata? I feel like it's really disrespectful. I don't use it. I don't like when people call me that. Yeah, it's just real disrespectful. It's not flattering. So if you see African people calling you that, don't take that as a compliment. It's disrespectful. Let's see here. We're not Indians. We're not called Indians. It's Aboriginal. Well, I don't know. I thought it was Native. Okay, so you don't agree. Dang, I keep missing the comment. I agree. I don't like this apparent myth that non-ADOS come here and steal jobs and scholarships by pretending to be ADOS. First off, we can't take anything from ADOS since it's for Americans. As a French West Indian, we were asking for reparations too. And I understand that. So now as a French West Indian, are you asking for reparations in your country? Is that what you're saying? Or are you talking about here in America? Just to be clear, because I don't know if you're here in the States or if you're in French West India. Mrs. Nicole says, are you and your sons going to go see the Avengers movie this month? Yes. We got our tickets already. Somebody bought them for me because they see my post on Instagram. So he went and bought my tickets. I was like, yes. So yeah, we got the tickets. He bought 5. So I'm excited to see the movie. I definitely am. I'm ready to break down. I know I'm going to be crying because I've been hearing rumors. So I know I'm going to be crying in the movie already. Okay. So they're talking about in West India. Let me see. Jamaicans. I'm not reading all this stuff. 1828 definition. Cooper, colored races, indigenous to America, not Africa. Native Americans getting free education and medical. Did you guys hear about the Mexican press asking for apologies from Spain and the Vatican? Interesting times we're living in. Did you guys see the video? Somebody tagged me in it. And I meant to re-upload it. And I don't know what the hell happened. But basically, if you guys have not seen it. Oh, I love you too, Miss Tree. Thank you. If you guys have not seen it. There's basically a bunch of, I don't know where all these African people came from, but there's a bunch of Africans and Asian people. They're down at the Mexico border. Some boat or something just dropped them off. So there's like literally thousands of African people right now at the border. But it's not the Mexican border. It's like they're like in Central America working their way up to Mexico, trying to come into the U.S. or something. So there's all this controversy and people are mad and upset. But my thing is, the bigger question is, don't be mad that these people are trying to come in towards the U.S. Be mad of where the hell did they come from? Like, these are people who just literally got dropped off by some boat. They picked up a bunch of people in Asia and in Africa and literally dropped them off in Central America. And they're all migrating towards the Mexican border. Like, the video is crazy. I mean, you would think it was somewhere in Africa, but this is like in Central America, and they're working their way up towards Mexico. So somebody tagged me. If I can find that video, I'll post it. But I was shocked. It wasn't just Africans. There were Asians in this crowd, and it's just like a crowd of people, and they're trying to get through this border, but nobody's asking, where did these people come from? It's not like Africa is right up the street. It's not like Asia's right up the street. They had to have taken a boat to get there to Central America. And then the next question they have to ask is, what is going on in their homeland that they're all jumping on boats to try and, come through the Mexican border? So something is going on. We are definitely living in really strange times. Yeah, the video was really sad. It was really sad. Okay, hold on. Allegedly Speaking TV says, y'all check out Andrew Yang for 2020. He is offering universal basic income for all Americans to help with the AI and automation takeover. Is Andrew Yang, is he Asian? He's running for president? I haven't heard of him yet. We had a really dope discussion a few months ago about the whole automation and AI takeover of the job industry and how many people are losing their jobs to AI. So if you can find that live stream, please check it out. It was a really dope discussion. Yep, Yang Gang. Okay, I haven't heard of him yet. I'm gonna have to look into him. Because I've mainly been seeing on the news, you know, everybody's hyping up Bernie Sanders and all that stuff. Okay, so you believe he's running for president? Okay. So as long as Kanye's not running, okay? Please don't type that, you know, Kanye 2020. I hope that was a damn joke. Okay, let's see here. So Flossie Brooklyn, thank you for the super chat. He says, shout out to See the God and Envy for calling out the hypocrisy in hip-hop towards black women. Said Kodak Black should have got checked. Yes, shout out to them. Okay, so he is Asian. Okay, I mean, I figured by the last name. We've never had an Asian president. I'm sorry. Just asking. So that'd be cool. Okay, so, oh God, I've been on here for an hour. Y'all see how these conversations, they just flow wherever, and I love it. You know, we can come on wanting to talk about this particular topic, and then we're talking about, American descendants of slaves, you know what I'm saying? Talking about like all types of different stuff. So I just like how the conversation just flows. Let's see here. Hello Live says largest immigration movement was in March. Okay, thank you for the super chat and thank you for noticing noting that. So let me go ahead and talk about the super cent situation because that's the last topic here. Bloomberg 2020. Okay, so a lot of you guys have a lot of different people. So nobody wants Trump to be reelected, right? Besides, I think Angela Stanton. I follow her on Instagram. She goes hard for Trump. I mean, she's a Trump supporter. You know, I try to respect everybody's, you know, political affiliations, religion, race. You know, I don't get caught up in all that. You know, even if I don't agree with some of the things she posts or the fact that, you know, she's a big Trump supporter, I look at other stuff that she posts that I definitely agree with. So you can take a little bit from everybody. So I like to see where everybody's coming from. Oh yeah, she's a straight Trump supporter. Yeah, she goes hard. But I think the reason why she really supports Trump is because of his prison reform. And, you know, she did time in prison. So I think that's like really, that cause is really near and dear to her heart. And he has done a lot for prison reform and stuff like that. So I kind of see why she's down with him. But, you know, everybody has their own choice. Somebody says Bendin 2020. Okay. That's what's up. Yeah, Trump, I don't know. He scares me. He scares me. Yeah. I don't know. It's been a rough few years. So I don't know about another 4. Trump 2020, hell nah, hell nah. Y'all are wildin'. Okay, so let's go ahead and get on the super cent topic. I really want to get on this. So there was a situation that went viral today. And this is how the mainstream media plays games with people. And this is why I always say it's getting really scary when people are so desperate to be first. They don't fact check. They don't do any investigative journalism. They just want to hurry up and spin a story just so it can go viral. You know what I'm saying? And like Denzel Washington said in that post that I posted on Instagram a few days ago, what happens when we are receiving too much information overload? What happens when information is just so readily available? You know what I'm saying? What's going to happen to us as a society when the people that we're supposed to trust, the mainstream media, will literally take any small situation, spin it to fit their narrative, put the story out there. The story goes viral, especially when and you notice they mainly do this with race-based stories. They love to get black folks up in arms about stuff. So let me break it down. What happened earlier is that basically there was this school in New Orleans, and they were saying that the senior class, okay, so how the news said it is basically the senior class, they were doing a senior prank. They were throwing water balloons. Oh, these innocent seniors. They were just throwing water balloons. How dare they not be allowed to walk? How dare they miss prom? They're doing this because they're racist to these young black kids. They don't want black children winning. So, of course, as you know, black folks, We get emotional. We get upset. We're like, damn, you know, what the hell? They was just on water balloons. We did worse during senior prank. At least they're graduating. You know, so a lot of folks were up in arms. So one of those people who was up in arms was Supa Scent. And Supa Scent is a woman. She came up with her own makeup line called the Crayola Crayon Kit. She does like eyeshadows. I believe she has lipsticks now and stuff like that. It's a really dope line. I've seen a lot of real positive reviews. She's an entrepreneur. She's a millionaire. You know, she's done her thing. I can't do nothing but give Supa Scent her damn props, okay? And she was in BeautyCon just a few days ago in New York. So when Supa Scent heard about this, because this was taking place in her own hometown, she was very upset. So this is what Supa Scent said. I think this is it. Okay, so Supa Scent says, water on the building, it will dry off. Teachers and students injured, mean water got in their eye. I would have gave them detention, made they ass clean everything up, but to take they walk from the stage, heartbreaking. To send them to jail, unbelievable. So Supa Scent was very upset. That's what she wrote, because they were saying that these kids would not be allowed to go to prom. They would not be allowed to walk. It was a lot of mess. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to play you guys the news article. I want you guys to listen to what's being said here, okay? So check this out. Let me mute my microphone.
Any senior activities or walk, so it's like, what's the point?
Some students admitted a few went inside the school, and the principal even saying at least one teacher and a student were hurt. So their punishment for all students involved ended up being a 5-day suspension, no prom, no senior activities, and the big one, not walking across the stage at graduation. This group of parents and students said that punishment is entirely too harsh.
Let them clean your building. Let them do community service. Children make mistakes. Like, they was having fun. You know how she take it away, and the privilege of us graduating and walking against the stage away from us, and that's wrong.
And so the principal here at Sophie B. Wright also told me, quote, the investigations into the damage to people and property will continue, and further criminal and civil actions will be determined, end quote. There was a board meeting scheduled here on Wednesday night. A lot of parents tell me.
It's sad.
It's my child. I know how hard it was to get her here.
Sad and angry, the emotions parents and students at Sophie B. Wright Charter School felt after finding out a group of seniors will not be able to walk across the stage at graduation.
I cried this morning. I cried all this morning because I'm like, really, graduation? Like, I'm the first child. My mom had me when she was 17. This is a big achievement for me and her.
The reason? This water fight on school grounds Friday afternoon. Students said it was for their senior prank. They said they wanted to do something fun, so they took water balloons and water guns. Students said the principal knew about it and warned them several times not to do it inside, so they went outside during lunch.
And we just wanted to have fun for once. Like, we don't, and now we can't even participate.
Parents tell me they plan to be here, and as of right now, graduation is scheduled for May 13th. We're live outside Sophie B. Wright. Christina Watkins, WDSU.
Should be able to hear me now. Because some of you guys were saying you guys were hearing an echo. So I just went ahead and just fully unplugged the microphone, and it seemed like that stopped the echoing. So basically, you guys just watched the news article. We see these kids crying, tattooed tears, the parents. You know, my baby deserves to walk across the stage. That's my baby. She done worked hard. Okay? So, that's how the news filmed it. So, you know, everybody was crying, tattooed tears for these kids. We felt bad. We're like, damn, that ain't right. That ain't cool. So, Supa Scent and BB Judy, the lady that does the Kaleidoscope hair care line, they were willing to basically do like a prom for these girls and, you know, invite a bunch of New Orleans artists and stuff like that to come and perform and, you know, do like their own prom for these kids who were suspended and all this other stuff. And then I remember Super sent, she had wrote some stuff on Instagram, but she's since taken it down. And she was saying that she was receiving threats and all types of crazy stuff. And I think what ended up happening is that the school contacted them and other people that were there who were involved, who were not the lamestream media, and really broke it down to them as to what happened. What these kids did was just deplorable. It was not just a water balloon fight like the damn lamestream media is trying to lead you to believe. These kids were throwing toilet water at people. They were throwing ketchup, mayonnaise, mustard. And then there was a child with autism. They were getting him wet. And then there was another child with a prosthetic leg. They done ran him over and his leg fell off. You know, and then like the teacher got hit in the eye with some type of concoction. The teacher's now suing. So this was a lot bigger than what these students are trying to make it seem like, okay? They're trying to act like, oh, they're just so innocent, it was just water. So if it was just water balloons, I could say, well, damn, that's kind of harsh. But then more information came out. And this is the part that I just hate, the fact that this is a story that the mainstream media put out. But this shows you how much that they didn't do their due diligence. They just went off of these kids and their parents, and they wanted to make a race-baiting story, and that's not the case. These kids knew better. So now I'm going to go ahead and play you guys the video of BB Judy and Super Scent. They're talking about the situation. Now, this is going to be about 4 minutes long, but I want you guys to hear the difference once they got out their feelings, did their own investigation, got down to the nitty-gritty of what really happened. It's nothing like what the news put out there earlier today. So y'all go ahead and check this out. Give me just a moment. Let me find their video. I thought it was in here. Hold on. These videos be dis. Oh, is that it? Hold up. No, that's not it. Hold on.
Also pulled in the last week or so, it was pulled into the auditorium and was told to the entire senior class that they are not allowed to do anything a senior prank. If they do, there will be consequences. And so they told them. Also pulled in the last week or so, it was pulled into the auditorium and was told to the entire senior class that they are not allowed. Also pulled in the last week or so, it was pulled into the auditorium and was told to the entire senior class that they are not allowed to do anything a senior prank. If they do, there will be consequences. And so they told them in a whole auditorium. And then some of the students that were suspended were on behavioral contracts, so they were already weren't able to do anything that was out of the rules, right? So my thing is, I'm still totally against taking away a walk. Is a lot. It's a lot, but they were saying that they'll still get like their achievements and stuff, and they still have to graduate. They can't walk. So I just feel like that's just too much. But anyway, my thing is, what you think, Judy?
We jumped in on it like we always do. We saw it on the news, and so we assumed that it was exactly how it was depicted on the news. But after doing further investigation on both of our team, we found out that there was more complexity to it, and we have to stand as two parents We have to stand in unison with what the right thing is to do. So in finding out that there was ketchup, mayonnaise, there was far more stuff that happened.
Mayonnaise,
there was injuries,
pickle juice, toilet water was all put inside of the things. Also, not to mention, a teacher is suing the school. A parent is suing because the student that was injured was an autism student.
Right. They had a prosthetic leg that got trampled.
A prosthetic leg that got trampled, and his leg came off because they were doing it inside the building after they asked not to do it inside the building. So the school said, well, the news said they did it outside. No, they started inside. And when a boy was trying to get away from all the water and stuff, he fell down the steps. His leg came off, and the students trampled him. And the parent is suing the school.
So we jumped in on it.
Definitely did.
We support our city. We support a lot of things, but in doing the right thing, after finding out all the details about it, because we, rightfully so, we were just trying to hurry up and fix things. But once we investigated and found out what really happened, we're gonna have to decline the offer that we made about having a ceremony, because we have to stand as two parents in doing the right thing.
You need to face consequences. When you were told multiple times you're on behavioral contracts, and they pulled you into an auditorium and told you cannot do anything that's then for my son to come home and do some crazy shit just pissed me off even more. But the thing is, what made me mad was the autistic student that was trampled. His prosthetic leg came off, and 2 people are suing the school. 2 people.
Right. Not
to mention, you're going into your adult life. We cannot reward you for making consequences. I mean, we're not can award you for causing problems that you was told multiple times not to do.
Right. Us fandom, us being passionate about, hey, I didn't have a graduation. You didn't have a graduation. We just jumped in on it. But in moving forward, I think we both can agree that we will find out all the details first.
Right. Next time.
Find out the details. Because, we have a lot of people invested in it. And so we just wanted to keep everybody up to date on exactly what we're doing and why we're doing it that way.
Okay, so you guys just heard what Supa and BB Judy had to say about this situation. And I see some people saying that, the principal's lying and they're over exaggerating and everything else. Their accents, they're from New Orleans. That's where their accents are from. I respect them though. Once they found out more information, they came back. They retracted their initial statement that they posted on social media. And they basically said, you know what, we jumped the gun. We didn't know the full story. I definitely believe that the truth lies somewhere in the middle, okay? These kids were not innocent. They weren't just throwing water balloons, because, and then again, like they were saying, a lot of these kids were already on an action plan where they were told, and it happened when I was in high school, it happened when my brothers were in high school, especially because they know seniors like to wild out. They tell people that, if you do X, Y, and Z, you won't be allowed to go to prom. If you get involved in X, Y, and Z, you will not be allowed to walk. If you get in more than 3 fights throughout, your senior year, you will not be allowed to graduate with the rest of the class. These were rules. And one of my really good friends, is so funny because I ran into him. I hadn't seen him since probably I was a senior in high school. And I ran into him this year at an event. And I remember senior year, he had been a really good kid. Had never really been into any fights throughout the whole time we were in high school. But for some reason, senior year, honey, he was feeling himself. He got all big and buff. And, it was like he got into just, crazy fights. So he had gotten into 2 fights. One was in the hallway. Then I remember the very last fight, it was some type of, weed deal gone bad. Anyway, somebody got him for his weed. And so he seen the dude, and he literally bust into the classroom and did this Kung Fu Panda kick, boom, right to the dude's face, whooped his ass. My homegirl was in class. She was pregnant at the time, and she seen him running, so she just jumped up. Thank goodness she didn't get hit. You know, so yeah, we had that school with a bunch of pregnant people and daycare and all that. I told y'all about that in the past. So it was like the craziest fight. But again, that was his third strike. And this was a guy who had never really been in trouble the whole, 3 years, up until junior year. But he got into a fight 3 separate times. Guess what? He wasn't allowed to walk. So I say that to say, though, there's consequences. Like Monique says, when you do clownery, sometimes the clown comes back to bite. He didn't get to walk with the rest of the class, but he's okay. I ran into him a year ago. He's doing just fine. You know what I'm saying? But do I feel like it's harsh to not allow these kids to walk? I feel like that is a harsh punishment. But if they were told beforehand to act accordingly, do not engage in any senior pranks, and especially to the point where they took it, those are just the consequences for that. So I respect the ladies for going in and doing their due diligence and finding out the truth, or finding out, what more than what the media was willing to put out there. And they're backing off from trying to throw these people a prom or, their own graduation ceremony. Yeah, we talked about that in the past. We had a daycare in my high school. But, yeah, it's like people don't want to take, people don't, like, especially teenagers, a lot of times they feel like they shouldn't be held accountable. It's like, well, I'm young, I'm still learning. Yes, you're young, but people need to realize once you get out of high school, the police don't care that you're young. They don't care about you being ADHD, ADD. They don't care about any of those disorders. You know what I'm saying? When they ask you something, they tell you to do something, and you want to pop back with the police, you're risking your life. You have a lot of students in these schools that are just wild disrespectful. They don't respect the staff. They don't respect the teachers. I have people who work in high schools, and they work with behavioral management, and they work with these kids, and the way that some of them act is just insane. I'm sure we have teachers in the comment sections who can attest to that. And it's like, in high school, you're like in this little safe bubble. But in the real world, you just can't cuss out your boss because you're in your feelings. You can't just do what you want to do because it's XYZ. If this was the real world and your boss tells you can't do this, and if you do this, there'll be consequences, you'll be reprimanded or fired, just like that person who got fired today for selling Nipsey Hussle tickets at work, there's consequences. And these kids need to learn that. And being that, a lot more stuff came out, it's hard for me to feel bad for them. They should have really thought about this. If you were one of the first to graduate, your mom was a teen mom, she wasn't able to, walk with her class, she wasn't able to graduate, then you should have did your due diligence to not get involved. It wasn't worth it. What about, this is about, I think it's maybe about 15 to 20 kids that were suspended. Well, what about the other 100 and something kids who did the right thing? Nobody's shedding a light on them. They chose not to participate, and guess what? They're going to go to prom, they're going to walk. It's this small group that caused all this chaos, and then the news media ran with it and only told half-truths. Let me see what y'all saying in the comments. That's right. The choices I made came with the punishments, and I take full responsibility for my actions. I should have walked away. Exactly. Yes, they're going into adulthood, and in adulthood, these are consequences. It's the truth. And that's what a lot of these kids, they need to learn. Why do young ones have this disrespectful God complex, like they can't be touched? Shake my head. And it's so many of them. And I don't care if it's the suburbs. I don't care if it's kids from the hood. They all have this. It's just something about these kids today. It's like, I don't know if y'all just didn't have to struggle for shit. They just have this attitude like the world owes them something. Like, I'm here. Kiss my ass. You know what I mean? Like, that's just the vibe I get from a lot of these teenagers. Like the arrogance. And it's just like, what are y'all gonna do once y'all get out of high school and you guys don't have that bubble? I remember one of my friends was telling me at the school, because when we were in school, there wasn't a lot of leeway. You weren't allowed to just roam the hallways. You weren't allowed to have your cell phone. There was just certain things you were not allowed to do. And if you did that, you were suspended, you were sent home, and you went to ISS, in-school detention. Well, nowadays, because you can't tell these kids nothing, and these teachers are so scared of the kids, you got kids who just literally roam the hallways all day. They don't feel like going to class. I'm just going to walk the halls. Walk the halls. That was never an option. We were in high school. We couldn't just walk the halls. You know what I'm saying? Even if you ditch class, you better be hiding in the damn stairwell somewhere and then running from the hall monitors. You weren't just allowed to just walk the halls and just do what you want to do. And unfortunately, because these high schools and junior highs have literally turned into daycares. Y'all are talking shit about my high school having a daycare. Well, a lot of these high schools who don't have daycares have now turned the whole, you know, school situation into daycares. It's like they're just there to babysit the kids. They don't care one way or another if you turn in your assignment, if you graduate, don't graduate. And you have a lot of kids with this attitude where they really don't care either. You know, because they have goals of being famous or, you know, Instagram famous or being a rapper or something like that. So they're not even focused on school anyways. And I just think it's sad that this situation got blown so out of proportion that it's taken away from the kids who actually did the right thing. You know, because again, like I said, if you're coming from a family where you're going to be the first to walk across that stage, then you should have did everything in your power to not get involved in the fuck shit to make your mother proud. Look, Mariah says they're chill in the bathroom. You remember them days when you didn't feel like going to class? You had to hide. They wouldn't know you could just, I don't feel like going to class, I'm just going to roam the halls. You'd have to literally hide out in the bathroom, hide out in the stairwell. You know what I'm saying? That's how we ditched class when we didn't feel like going. You couldn't just, you know, roam the halls. It's insane. High school has changed so much. To be honest, I was bad in high school. I always had internal suspension, but I was an honor student. LOL, calmed down in my senior year. Yeah, by senior year, most people always calm down. It's like freshman and sophomore year, folks are wild. By junior year, they calm down. Senior year, you know, because you're trying to graduate. You want to make your parents proud. Because I remember, I think our senior prank, somebody bought a dog, random dog, and let them loose in the school. That was our senior prank. You know, like I remember MTV had a special a while back called Senior Pranks, and they would like, you know, basically do recaps of like senior pranks that went on at different high schools. I remember one high school, they had basically let out, I think like 2,000 crickets all through the school, and they got like in the heating vent and the AC vent. It was just disgusting. There were dead crickets everywhere, and they ended up getting sued by the school, and the parents had to pay to like clean all the crickets out. It was a really crazy show on MTV. But yeah, we didn't have like these huge senior pranks because they told us flat out, we're not here for that. If you do a senior prank, you'll be in trouble. And the person who bought the dog, they were suspended, you know, and that was it. Desi says, yes, I remember that, T. Senior year was turn up time for me. That's what's up. If this was the 70s or 80s, you had special needs or learning disability, they put your ass in special ed school and labeled you retarded. Oh, damn. Okay. Somebody says no senior pranks. Mickey says, I remember ISS. My mom almost killed me when I had Saturday detention. My mom used to wait in the sun. Broke my heart. I don't even think they have ISS no more. I think now they just, if you've gotten to that point, they'll either just let them roam the halls and cool down, or they'll suspend them. I don't even think they have ISS anymore. Because that's what I was asking my friend. I said, why don't they just get thrown in ISS? Why are they allowed to just roam the halls? And she was saying that they don't have ISS. So I guess they got rid of it. Okay, so Jay Duck says, my senior prank, they let chickens out all over the hallway. Damn. So did they get suspended or no? Yeah, I would have put you in special ed. Yes, they would have put you in special ed and labeled you retarded. I remember those days. ISS still exists. I think it exists in certain schools. They put them in alternative schools. Yeah, there's a lot of alternative schools. Okay, so your school still has ISS? Okay. So a few of them have them. Yeah, at this school that she's at, they don't. They don't have it, which is just insane to me. I remember I had ISS one time. My hair was a hot mess, okay? So I wore my baseball cap to English class. It was like first period or something like that. And my English teacher was like, you need to take off your hat. And I was like, no, I'm not taking it off. I was like, my hair is a mess. I didn't get a chance to do it, and my hair was a mess. And I didn't want to take my hat off. She's like, if you're not going to take off your hat, you got ISS. And I've never been to ISS before. I was like, okay, whatever. You're trying to be badass. I don't care. I'll go to ISS. Send me to ISS. Take me to jail. You know what I mean? So that was my attitude. I was like in 9th grade. So I get down to ISS. It was the most boringest shit ever. Like, literally, like, you're just sitting there. You're bored. You can't talk. You can't do anything for an hour. That was my first and last time ever going to ISS. I made sure after that, even if I had to be late to class, my hair was done. It was either put up, slicked up in a ponytail or something, because I was not going to go to ISS again for wearing a damn hat. So that's my damn ISS story. Let's see here. He just says, just laughed my ass off. T was disgruntled. Was a disgruntled student that day. I was. Honey, I was hot. I was like, take me to ISS. I'll go to ISS. Because y'all remember what was that? Sipping your juice. No, don't be a menace to society while sipping your juice in the hood. So I was like, you know, mocking that dude from the movie. Like, take me to jail. Throw away the key. Take me to ISS. She was like, okay, fine. You're going to go to ISS. And I did. And that was my first and last time. ISS sucked. It sucked. Look, Jess says I always had after school detention for being late. They did that after school shit a lot in LA. LA, they love giving out after school detention. Because anytime my son was late, even if I was bringing him to school, they're like, well, either way he's late. He has to stay after for after school detention. So, yeah. They didn't play with that out there. Okay, so Tam Tam says, my high school had a daycare too in the Chi. Thank you. I think it's a Midwest thing, because honestly, the only people I've ever known who had a daycare in their high school were people from the Midwest, Chicago and Minneapolis, because all my friends down south, they didn't have daycares in their high schools, and nobody I know on the West Coast had a daycare in their high school. So I think it might have been a Midwest thing, but everybody thinks it's like some type of urban legend. I'm like, no, like I had daycare class, what was that? Like freshman, I had it freshman and sophomore year. I was in daycare. I would make the kids breakfast, and then sophomore year I was in there like during the afternoon. We'd do their lunches, and then by like, and I, you know, you fall in love with these kids. You know, you're growing with them and taking care of them. But by junior year, my dad was like, "Oh hell no, your ass ain't taking no more daycare." So they pulled me out of daycare class, but I loved it. It was cool. We used to eat breakfast with the kids and watch Barney and shit. We used to have fun. Watch Arthur. Okay, so New York, we had a daycare in our high school. Okay, good. So it wasn't just me. Did the boys go to daycare class? No, we didn't have any guys. I can't think of any. No, I don't even know why any boys would want to be in a daycare class. It was all girls. It was usually all girls. I don't recall any guys. No, I don't recall any guys. It was all girls in the daycare. They ended up shutting it down, though, like a year after I graduated, because, like, the freshman class, it was so many girls that got pregnant, and they're like, oh, well, my baby's just gonna be in the daycare, and it just became like a game, so they shut it down, and was like, all y'all pregnant fucking freshmen go to damn pregnancy school. So they got, and that daycare had been around literally since the 60s. That daycare raised a lot of kids in our hood, and they shut it down because the freshman class was off the damn hook. It was like, it was a bunch of them that got pregnant that year, and they shut it down. Okay, so in Pittsburgh, y'all do have daycares? Okay, so in the Cali Bay area, one school did have a daycare. Okay, good. So it wasn't just my weird. Yeah, it was like a pregnancy pack, Antoinette. Because it was like, I remember I was asking somebody, it was a year after I graduated, and I'm like, you know, how are the daycare kids doing? Because them was like my little babies. Even when I didn't have it anymore, I would pop in on the kids because they all like me. The babies love me. And so I would pop in on them to check on them and stuff like that. And so they were telling me, like, nah, they shut down the daycare. I was like, are you serious? Because it had been around for years, like literally for years. And they shut it down. So I don't know if it was a pregnancy pack going on, but they was like, oh, hell no. Now these girls are getting pregnant on purpose because the daycare was free. You know, as long as you were a student there, you didn't have to pay for daycare. And you guys know, you know, when you're a parent, especially a young parent, and you're having to pay for daycare, that shit can be like $900 a month. So these girls were able to go to school and have their kids taken care of for free. So that was like the benefit, so that we didn't have to be a high school dropout. I'm from Miami and we didn't have them. You mean what? Ratchet, Florida didn't have daycares? What? That is too funny. But yeah, so like I said, that whole situation with these seniors, I can't feel bad for them now that more information has come out. You know, especially if they're saying that, you know, a lot of people were, you know, had ketchup and mustard and mayo and things like that thrown at them. And then the fact that 2 people are suing, so obviously something happened. They might have had some type of physical injury. Because I could just imagine toilet water getting into somebody's eyes. You know how much bacteria is in the toilet? So, I mean, that's just disgusting that these kids felt the need to do that. Okay, so Tina says, my school kicked you out after a certain point. Once you were pregnant. Garden City, Kansas school, we had a daycare. Okay. Riverside, California had daycares in schools. Okay, that's what's up. Josie says, what's daycare class? Basically they taught you how to care for babies. You could choose to change diapers or not. You know, they would teach you, like the teacher would be there, so it'd be no funny business or anything like that. They teach us how to make breakfast, and then the kids would be in there anywhere from like, I think 7 or 8 weeks to like 2 years old. So they were like different rooms. They'd be like a room for like the littler babies, and then they'd be a room for like the toddlers. I usually worked with the toddlers, like the 1 to 2 year olds. So we'd be working with them, like teaching them ABCs, watching Arthur, coloring with them, you know, doing patty cake. So like we would like be doing stimulating things with the kids. So that was like the point of the class. You'd have to learn how to make them breakfast and give them cereal and juice and all that stuff. But now all my daycare babies are in their 20s, so it's funny. They're like all grown, like men and women now. So it's always funny when I see like their moms, and I'm like, is that the baby from the daycare? Because like now the baby's like 6'5", 250 pounds. It's insane. But yeah, high school memories, honey. Oh, let's see here. Oh my gosh, all these comments. Goodbye. Have a beautiful night. Love your show always. Thank you so much, Terry, for joining. I know it's getting late. Oh my God, it's 11:10. I know y'all got work tomorrow and everything else. So I'm going to go ahead and get ready to get out of here. I've been on for an hour and a half. I always enjoy these conversations with you guys. Thank you guys so much for joining me, showing love, you know what I'm saying, bringing that positive energy. So I will definitely be back again. I'm going to try and, y'all laughing because I said 6'5", 250 pounds. How you doing? But I'm definitely going to try and, you know, keep up the live streams. I definitely like doing them. They're very engaging. So I'll try and do a few more. Oh my God, a last minute super chat, $50. Thank you so much, Jay Williams. He says, hey, beautiful Queen T, I've been watching your channel for 5 years. I got an opportunity to work in the music industry as a marketing executive. Kids nowadays do not have home training or any values, and the parents allow the behavior. Wow. Thank you so much for the super chat, and thank you for keeping it real. It's true, like this generation, it really scares me because it's like they're so coddled. Jay, they're so coddled. And it's like you tell them the truth, you tell them anything, their feelings are automatically hurt. They all feel like, you know, because they have social media, they have a platform, they deserve to have a voice. Whereas back in the day, you had to work to be able to have a voice. But now, like I said before, any Yahoo with a computer, with a phone, can just get online, just say whatever, spew whatever, and not realize the consequences of their actions. And I think a big part of that is this social media culture. Like, we're really, in my opinion, we're dumbing down these kids. We don't even have dialogue anymore. That's why I said I'm over the cancel culture. To me, the cancel culture is dismissive. It's a way to not address the deeper issue. I don't like what this person says. I don't agree with them. They're canceled. But you don't know, you know, how they were raised, why they're thinking like that. You don't know their train of thought. You don't even want to know. It's just dismissive. And that's what we're teaching these kids. We're teaching them to, you know, start these whole hate trains and these whole troll campaigns where they just sit there and drag all day and go in on people and drag and drag and drag. But then when they get a fraction of that back, they're in their feelings. They're upset. They can't handle it. And I think, honestly, that's why the suicide rates are so high amongst a lot of teenagers because, again, they're so coddled. They're told all these lies. Like, when we were growing up, like, people just kept it real. You know, and it, you know, yes, some of it could have been harsh. Some of it could have been demeaning. But, you know, a lot of people were just able to just keep it real. And what did you do? You just chucked it on the chin and you kept it moving. But you can't even tell these kids about themselves. You can't even be like, you know what? You're lazy. You have no work ethic. You don't take anything seriously. Oh, my God, you're bashing me. You're bashing me. You're bullying me. Because I'm telling you that you're lazy and you're not taking your work seriously. How is that bullying? You know, it's really sad. We're just really running a slippery slope. And what's scary is this last group of kids that are graduating, and I think probably like the next 2 or 3 graduations, like the next few years, they're going to be the last group of kids who were around before all this social media. Because they started using social media young. It came out when they were like in elementary school, junior high. But then you have kids like my youngest son, who's 13. from the time he was born, there's always been social media. When he was born, there was MySpace, Facebook. So that generation has always known social media. So it's going to be very, very interesting to see where, you know, developmentally, where that generation goes. Because the stuff I see on social media, the things that these kids, you know, absorb in, the things that they take so personally, even like when we did this, I did the story today about the whole Nas X. Like, people are really mad that he was a former Barb and he's not claiming it anymore, and he's not, you know, he's not having anything to do with them. Like, people have taken that really, really personal. Like, I was shocked that it was a story. But it's a story. It's a viral story, and that's what I do. I cover viral stories. But, you know, we're raising a generation of super, super sensitive kids, and we're coddling them in the school system. And when they get out in the real world, it's going to be a really, really rude awakening. It's going to be a real rude awakening. You know, I know I talked about it a few months ago about the California school district. They were talking about starting later school days because they were saying that these kids, they're coming to class tired. Oh, they were up all night on Xbox and social media. So instead of parents holding their kids accountable and saying, give me your phone, give me your damn Xbox, bedtime is 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, we're going to push the school day later so these kids can sleep in later. How does that work? In the real world, when you get a job, if your boss says you need to be clocked in at your desk at 8 a.m., I can't come strolling in at 11 and saying, well, I was up on YouTube all night doing a live stream, so I couldn't get up. I won't have a job. But again, we're coddling these kids. So thank you so much for your super chat, and thank you for that discussion. I mean, it's the truth. Devin, hey, he says, just because you're so sexy, T, New Orleans, August 9th through the 12th. Okay, so you must have a dance thing going on down there. I don't know if I'm going to be there in August, but I will keep you posted. I will definitely keep you posted. Let's see here. Jahari Robinson says, how do you feel about people being upset over Nip agreeing black women are bad for the culture? Then what he said in his apology. I saw something about that, but he apologized. So I don't know what was said. Like, I couldn't find the original tweet. If you could send it to me, that'd be great. I couldn't find the original tweet that he was laughing at. The only thing that when people sent me the link was him apologizing and saying that he should have, you know, basically done better. He should have really looked at it. He didn't mean to offend. So he was very apologetic about it. But I would like to see the original tweet because I haven't been able to see that. So thank you so much for the super chat. Oh, Jay, another $20. Thank you so much. He says, that's why I'm not having kids until I'm ready. I'm 29. What you think about Lil Nas X being an openly gay rapper? I don't have anything. I have no issues with that. You know what I'm saying? As long as he's secure with himself, you know. And I think, excuse me, for me, I really like the song. I like the fact that he's not going the typical gay rapper route where, you know, some of the gay rappers that have gone viral for super raunchy lyrics. Okay, you know, just super raunchy lyrics, no different than when female or heterosexual rappers, you know, go super, super raunchy. I respect the fact that he took a whole different route because it's easy to sell sex. Okay, anybody can sell sex. It's a lot harder to come with something where you think outside the box. And I just like the song. It's not problematic at all. Kids can listen to it. So he's going down a whole different lane. And the fact that he's secure with himself. One, he's secure enough to say, you know what? I want to put out a country album. I want to dip my foot into country. I want to really, you know, learn the country music culture and make it onto the Billboard. I have nothing but respect for him. I'm glad that he's doing that. He's setting a precedent. And I'm glad that, like I said, he's going a different route because it's a lot easier to go that raunchy sexual route that a lot of people tend to gravitate toward. And so I think the way he went about it is a really good way. Really positive. Let's see here. Whose wife is half black? Lauren London? Yeah, she's mixed. Isn't her dad Jewish or something and her mom is black? Or something like that? Folks will spend time pulling receipts to be fake offended but won't invest the same time into their own lives and hustle. Amen. That's the truth. They won't. They'll go back and dig up tweets from 15 years ago just to be mad and be offended, you know. And if you have the energy to do that, bless you. I don't have the energy to dig through nobody's tweets, posts, none of that stuff. Okay, so her dad is Jewish. Okay, I thought she was mixed. Let's see here. Okay, Lala 199, she says, rest in peace, Nipsey. You look beautiful today, lovely tea. Thank you so much. You know, even if those comments were problematic, one, he apologized for it, and two, does that change the good work that he's done for the community? So, I mean, you gotta, you know, weigh it. Because a lot of these hip-hop people have said problematic stuff, have said derogatory things towards black women, and y'all still support them and buy their music, and half of them ain't even apologized. At least he really did apologize, and it was a sincere apology, I felt, from reading his comments and his tweets about what he had retweeted or laughed at. But you have some people who've gone in on black women and not an apology was given. Zero fucks given if you're upset. Zero fucks given, you know, if you're hurt. That's their opinion. That's how they feel about it. So be it. You know, so to each his own. Mike says, I'm late as hell, but I love you, Queen. I love you too, and thank you for the super chat. I know we've been on for an hour and 45 minutes. I was supposed to leave like an hour ago, but y'all, honey, these conversations be popping. Look, Mickey says, cough, cough, Kodak Black. Exactly. There's a lot of, you know, people who have done and said disrespectful things towards black women. And that's why it just kind of bothered me with the hypocrisy with the whole Kodak Black thing. Because like I said, you know, when he was disrespecting black women, especially dark-skinned black women, no one checked him. No one said, brother, that's not cool. You know, even if you have a preference, keep that shit to yourself. You know, like, everybody doesn't need to know your preference. You don't have to degrade your own women and your own race of women because you want to date, you know, women of other races or, you know, women of other skin tones. That's your business. But you don't have to degrade your own women. And nobody checked him on that, just like with Gilbert Arenas. You know what I'm saying? I did a whole video, you know, blasting him like, why do you keep picking on Lupita? Like, Lupita's unproblematic. She doesn't bother anybody. She's living her best life. And you keep going at her, calling her ugly, saying she shouldn't be wearing a white swimsuit. Like, you keep dragging her. You know, and what I find funny is his kids that he had with Laura Govan, he thought those kids was going to come out light, bright, look like Laura, have all her features. And they came out brown. They look like they're full black kids. You would not even, you can't look at Gil's kids that he has with Laura Govan and even tell that they have any type of mixture in them. They look like full black kids. And I think that he has resentment towards that because then he made sure the next time, like, oh, hell no, I'm not dealing with no half Mexican. I'm going to go get me a white woman. So his new child is biracial, you know, has the features that he obviously likes because he kept disrespecting Lupita and her features. But again, nobody in hip-hop, no athletes, nobody came out and checked them. And when you check somebody, it's not about, you know, even publicly blasting or belittling. Like, the shit the Game was doing, that was just all over the top. Nigga, who you talking to? And like, whatever. When you go off on people like that, to me, that's just going to go in one ear and out the other. But even if they would have pulled him to the side, like, you know, bro, like, that's not cool. She's not problematic. She don't mess with nobody. Like, even if you don't find her attractive, you know, that's your opinion, but you don't have to say that publicly because, again, you have brown-skinned daughters that are seeing these tweets, that are seeing, you know, what you're posting on social media. So if you're disrespecting her skin and saying that she's not attractive, but your kids are only maybe a few shades lighter than Lupita, how are your daughters supposed to feel when they're reading what you're writing about this woman and her skin tone? But again, nobody in hip-hop, none of the, you know, NBA athletes checked him, said anything to him, told him he was wrong, you know. So I just find it funny that all this energy came about once, you know, Kodak Black made the statements that he made. Like I said, the statements were all the way wrong and they were all the way out of pocket. But had they checked it when he was disrespecting, you know, black women before, when he was disrespecting young M.A., who had been, you know, basically telling this man to leave her alone. Like, dude, leave me alone. I don't fool with you. Young M.A. is another one. She's very unproblematic. Now, she confuses the hell out of me when I look at her because I feel like she's a guy and, you know, I don't know. like her swag and her energy is so masculine. You know, so it's just like, it confuses me that Kodak was even talking about wanting to have sex with her, because there's nothing feminine about her. You know, she's a straight up hardcore stud. So I felt like he was purposely like trying to demean her and demean, you know, how she sees herself. And everybody thought it was funny. Everybody's like, oh, well, she has a coochie, you know, so he can beat it if he wants to beat it. And it's like, really, that's y'all's response? Like, that's not okay. Because, again, if the roles were reversed and this was a gay man going at a straight man, people would be up in arms. People would be up in arms. So I didn't find that okay what he was doing to Young M.A. at all. Oh, we got a bunch of super chats. Let's see here. Barbie, twin mom. Thank you so much for the super chat. She says, I'm poor, but my kids and me watch you. You're honest, truthful. Can you shout out my daughters, Lori and Mallory? Twins, please keep it up. A leader for sure. Thank you so much. And shout out to, to Lori and Mallory. I hope I said their names right. Thank you, twins, for watching me. I really appreciate it. And shout out to your mom. That's awesome. Twins are so fun. I love twins. That is awesome. My grandmother is a twin. My brother's wife, the one who just had the baby shower over the weekend, I'll show you guys the diaper cake we had came up with, and then the motorcycle cake that one of the girls made for them. His wife is an identical twin. So, and her twin is pregnant again. So both the twins are pregnant. And then my brother's best friends, they're identical twins. I can't even tell them apart. And I've been knowing them since they were like in junior high. I still can't tell them apart. I just call them twin. I'm like, which twin are you? Like, how can you not tell us apart? They literally look so much alike, I cannot tell them apart. So I'm just like, hey, twin. Thing 1 and thing 2. Let's see here. Oh, Jay Williams is back again. Jay, you trying to spend all your tax money on me? Thank you so much. So he says, I love your commentary. You are the best at it on YouTube. Some black men stay hating on our black queens. It's the truth. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And you know what? I just ignore it. You know, that's all you can do. You can't. The hate and the stuff that I see on YouTube, it's just so sad. At the end of the day, like I always tell people when they ask for advice, like, oh, they want to start a YouTube channel and all that stuff, you have to know yourself. As long as you know who you are and you know what you stand for, can't nobody tell me shit about me, period. You know what I'm saying? You can make all the I hate TT videos, T sucks, she's this, she's that, she's on Cardi's payroll, all this fuck shit. I know who I am. I know the truth. So, you know, when I see stuff like that, like I always tell you, it's water off a duck's back, you know. And it's sad that, you know, especially on YouTube, there's like just so much hate and vitriol. But one thing I don't do, I don't engage in it. And that's the one thing that people can't say, that you're not going to see me going back and forth, engaging in fuck shit. I let the other folks have that habit. They can go back and forth and do all the mess that they want to do. I'm not engaging in that. I take my energy, instead of using that energy to, you know, argue with strangers on the internet, I take that energy and I use it towards, you know, trying to market myself and build businesses and do things like that. Right now, I'm taking all my energy, you know what I'm saying, all the stuff I've been working on. I'm working on a new honey line. So that's where a lot of my stuff has been going. That's why I haven't really been able to come on camera as much, because constantly on the phone, you know, we're doing the designs, we're coming up with just all the stuff. So I'm like focused on business. So I don't have time to divert any of my energy to bullshit. My energy goes towards business, my kids, my immediate family, and my real supporters. So thank you so much for that. I really appreciate the super chat. And thank you so much for the love. You know what I'm saying? It's people like you and people who are here in the comment section that keep me going. Let's see here. That lemonade strawberry mix, you like that? It's good. We're definitely going to have some more. Adriana Hall says, you're classy, not ratchet. Continue making boss moves. Thank you. And that's what I'm going to do. You know what I'm saying? Praying for the honey line. Praises to the Most High. Thank you. Yeah, I've been working on it. Like I said, you know, people motivate me. You take whatever negativity people throw at you, take that ball and turn into something positive, you know. So it's just encouraged me to just do more stuff. So you guys are going to like it when I come out with it. It's going to be something that's different, and it's going to be something that can really help people as well. So I'm really excited for it. So that's been keeping me hella busy. J Duck Draw says, you a busy woman, T. Definitely. One of my bloggers caught me yesterday, and we were talking. I was just kind of explaining to her, like, just some of the stuff I have going on, and then I got to get down to Arizona at the end of the month. So it's just a lot of stuff, you know, designing, getting banners together, just getting a bunch of things together, you know, ordering tea. I showed you guys Friday, I was doing a product photo shoot for the tea line. So the pictures came back today, so I can't wait to post them on Amazon and on the website. So, you know, I'm focusing right now really on business. I'm not going to let anybody deter me. Let people say what they want to say, make up whatever lies. I don't care. Look, Sheena says, in that order. Exactly. She already talked about Ellie quit asking. Yeah, we talked about that earlier in the show. It wasn't that deep anyways. Yes, Laura, I would love to come to Houston. I definitely would. Crystal says, fuck the haters. Definitely. Anointed for Life says, love you, honey. Get your coins. Thank you for doing the right way with integrity. You are more than welcome. Motivating, inspirational, love it. Yeah, I mean, that's what you got to do. Skincare routine. Y'all always ask for a skincare routine. I'm going to have to do an updated one. I did one a long time ago. I'm going to have to do one. But yeah, I think, oh God, it's been almost 2 hours. We've been talking. So I'm going to go ahead and get ready to get up off of here. Tiffany says, they just found my brother dead. Depression is real. Oh, wow. I'm sorry to hear that, Tiffany. Oh, wow. That's horrible. G-Star says, T, can you sell sour sop tea? I can look into it. I can look into that. I was just taking notes. I'll look into that. Yeah, that is really sad. You know, and it just goes to show you life is so short. You know, so many times we sit and we talk about, you know, celebrities who passed and you know, people who are famous, and we forget, like, you know, just regular everyday people pass as well. So that's why I say we only have so much time here on earth. You got to grab it by the horns and, you know what I'm saying, do what you got to do, because tomorrow's never promised. Like she just said in the comment section, they just found her brother dead. You know, so you want to make sure that you're living your life to the fullest, point blank. But yeah, I'm really sorry to hear that. Oh, you guys are so sweet. Everybody's sending her condolences. Let's see. Socially Balanced TV says, you're doing great, T. Salute to you, and you know it now. Thank you so much. Nikki Ticky Tabby says, I want twins so bad. I would love to have some twins. They just seem fun. Okay, somebody... okay. They deleted that comment quick. I don't think she would troll about something like that, though. Yeah, I don't think that's anything to troll about. Dark Princess. Okay, T, I just finished a picture for you. Can I send it? Yeah, just DM it to me on Twitter. I can't wait to see it. Just DM it to me. Cora says you should do an organic skincare business. That'd be awesome. Let's see here. Keep striving. Can I interview you? I really don't do interviews. I don't know. Maybe in the future. But I really feel like in order for me to do interviews, there needs to be something that, like, what am I being interviewed about? Because I don't look at myself like a celebrity. Like, I look at myself as just a YouTuber and a business person. So for me, people ask me all the time, like, can I interview you? But it's like, what do y'all want to know? Like, I don't feel like my life is that interesting. My life is boring. You know, it's like I'm always like, I work. So it's just like, you know, like I feel like, you know, there's so many more interesting people to interview. So that's why I really don't do interviews. I'm just like, what am I going to talk about? You know? But maybe I will start doing an interview, you know what I'm saying, more that I get my business out there and start getting my tea line to the public. Then maybe I'll start doing some more interviews. But for now, it would just be like just regular stuff. Let's see here. Got another super chat. Oh, okay. So Barbie Twin Mom says, big fan, own a company. How do I DM you? Keep being inspired and do what you do. You inspire me. Thank you so much. Just send me a DM. If you send it to me tonight, I'll probably see it. Right now, my page is blocked, and I'm not approving anybody. So just send me a DM and just write, you know, Barbie Twins Mom, and I'll know it's you. Quadino Meja says, T, what do you eat to stay healthy? My diet is it's not really strict. Let me not act like it's super strict, because some days I just want to eat brownies. But my appetite is very up and down just because of the medications I'm on. So a lot of times, you know, I try and eat healthy, a lot of sauteed stuff, vegetables, rice. But I think for the most part, I eat mainly Nigerian food. So for me, like, that's like my main staple, like Nigerian food, fufu, rice. And then a lot of it is just really healthy because it's like a lot of vegetables, like spinach soup. So, you know, I eat other stuff too. Like I like tacos, pizza. You know, I eat that, you know, every now and then too. But the only thing is, like, as you get older, it's like, it's harder to lose weight. And I was one of those people, like, I was always skinny, like all through high school, junior high, everything. But now, like, you know what I'm saying, once you hit your mid-30s, that weight don't leave right away. So that's another thing. Like, I really have to watch what I eat now, because I feel like now whatever I eat, it sticks to me. So that's the thing. But sometimes on my medicine, it can suppress my appetite bad sometimes, where I can go 2 days and not eat anything. I'm always drinking, though. I always have to stay hydrated. But sometimes I'm not hungry, and I have to remind myself to eat. Or, you know, if the kids are eating something, you know, I'll eat whatever they're eating or whatever. So, but the days where the medicine is not suppressing my appetite, you know, I just eat regular stuff. You know, but mainly like Nigerian food. That's usually what I eat. I eat a lot, like egusi soup, everything. Like, my mom makes me a lot, because honestly, growing up on that is probably what kept me out of the hospital, because there's certain benefits in the food. So I didn't really get as sick when I was like really, really young, because I didn't eat. All we ate was like just basically Nigerian food. That's all we ate. The only time I ever had American food was in the lunchroom at school. So that's the only time. Otherwise, at home, it was like rice, fufu, amala, just everything. That's all we ate. But it's something in those foods, like I especially know, like in the cassava and all that stuff, there's something in those foods that help. They have like anti-sickling properties and stuff like that. So that's why I tend to eat more of that type of food, because it helps my health. Jay Wilson. Jay is back. He says, love your content. Keep doing what you're doing. Thank you so much, Jay Wilson. Thank you for the super chat. Nope, I definitely am. You know, I'm gonna stay positive over here. You know, I don't got time for none of this nonsense in the YouTube streets. But you know, you keep doing what you're doing on your channel as well. You know, I love when I run across your videos, because you're always preaching the word. Lovely T, your favorite. Okay, now this has turned into a whole question and answer segment, and I'm supposed to get off a while ago. T, what is your favorite song? I like so many songs. It's hard to choose. But one of my favorite songs that I listen to quite often is Benediction by August Alsina. That is still like one of my favorite songs. I love Benediction. And matter of fact, my tea sippers put me on that when that album first came out. I think I was kind of dragging August. I'm like, what the hell's wrong with this dude? He's so disrespectful. They're like, no, T, he's been through a lot. He's fine. You got to listen to his music. He's been through a lot. And they were begging me, like, just download his album. You know, he's an up-and-coming artist. Don't judge him too harshly. And I did. And I loved his album. Like, he really told his story. You know, now, I don't know about the whole Jada Pinkett thing. You know what I mean? But that's one of my favorite songs is Benediction. I have a bunch of them. I have a lot of favorite songs. Let's see here. Okay, so Nikisha says egusi is my favorite Nigerian food. Very hearty. Yeah, it really is. You can't get off when the tea sippers are still on. I know. I'm like, I'm trying to get off of here. Have you heard about Megan the Stallion? Yes. Yeah. She can rap. She can rap her ass off. I think she's gonna be the next big thing. I think between her and like Armand be saying, you know, Armand, honey, he loves him some Bad Baby. Daniel Bagoli. I definitely think that she is what they wanted Iggy Azalea to be. She's going to be that white female replacement in hip hop. Because hater or lover, and y'all know I'm not a fan of her because I don't like bad kids. I look at her like a badass kid. But hater or lover, she has a fan base. And the young kids, they really fuck with her music. They do. You guys have forced me to listen to some of her music. And it wasn't bad. You know, Gucci Flip Flops was okay. It wasn't horrible. You know, but I think between her and Meg the Stallion, they're going to be the next big things in female hip hop. I think certain people's reigns are over unless they can just come back and just kill it. But I really think that Meg the Stallion, she's something to be played with, and she can rap her ass off. She can rap her ass off. Nothing like a dope lyricist. And then, you know, she's pretty too. So, and I think she's different. Like, I can't get into city girls. I just can't get into the rap style. It's just not my cup of tea. I try to listen to them. It's just not my cup of tea. But I really like Meg. Like, she goes hard. I like her music. You just paid $20 to ask me the same question that somebody asked for free. So he says, have you heard about Meg the Stallion? I'm going to sleep. Have a blessed night, Auntie T. Thank you, Jay Williams, because I swear you spent a lot of money tonight. And y'all know I don't ask for nothing. Thank you so much. Yes, we're talking about Meg right now, and she's going to be a force to be reckoned with. I think she's going to be a force to be reckoned with. Yeah, I mean, honestly, yes, I do eat tofu, Kay. I like hard tofu. Like, I like my tofu baked really hard. Tofu burgers and everything. I don't like mushy tofu. It has to be really hard. Even when I get like Chinese food, because there's like a really dope Chinese restaurant, so they make me this really nice tofu vegetable stir fry, and they already know when Titi comes, you better make her tofu extra hard. Like, I want it fried. I want it to taste like I'm eating chicken. Like, I'm really big on textures, you know what I'm saying? So I want it to taste like I'm eating something with a texture. I don't want to bite into it and it's all mushy and falling apart. So yeah, I do like tofu, but it has to be hard. Love you, T. Want to see you in a movie someday. That'd be dope. Maybe one day. You either like or dislike the city girls, and you just always have to love Megan the Stallion. So does she go by Megan the Stallion, or is it Meg the Stallion? Because I see people call her both names. My sister's always playing City Girls. I always ask her if she's listening to the Ratchet Girl anthem. Yeah, I just think I'm too old to be listening to City Girls. That's just not my cup of tea. I mean, to the younger girls, get your twerk on. Do y'all, but I feel like I'm just a little bit too old. I just can't get into their music. Okay, so Meg the Stallion, okay. Because I've always called her Meg, but I see people calling her Megan the Stallion. Favorite 90s movie? Oh, God. Coming to America. And I'm pissed off they're trying to remake it. They need to leave a classic alone. That's a movie you can watch in 2019, and it's just as funny as when I first watched it way back in, like, 3rd grade or some shit, okay? So that's one of my favorite movies. My Girl. I still boo-hoo till this day watching My Girl. One day, I didn't feel like doing no work, honey. I was at my desk at work. I didn't feel like doing shit. I didn't want to take no calls, no nothing, right? And so I went into Ox, and I'm literally watching My Girl. And that's when we used to upload full movies onto YouTube. Like, YouTube has been cutting down on that. But back then, you could upload, like, full movies. So I'm literally just watching the movie. And so I'm coming in and out of Ox, And then that part when Thomas J died, I was at my desk boo-hooing like I was 11 again. Like, that is one of my favorite movies. He can't see without his glasses. Where are his glasses? Like, oh my gosh. That movie, and The Sandlots. I love that. That's one thing I love about having boys, because I got a chance to introduce them to The Sandlots. That's still an all-time classic kids movie that I love. Boys in the Hood. And it's so funny because that came out like in 94. I didn't watch Boys in the Hood until I was like literally a senior in high school. Like, my parents would not let me watch Boys in the Hood. And then I remember I spent the night at like one of my friends' house, and they had it. I was like, oh my God, I gotta watch this. I can watch all the little hood movies over here, because they had like Boys in the Hood, Menace to Society. So all the movies I didn't, I wasn't able to watch when I was like real young, I watched them like senior year of high school. So I like Boys in the Hood, Menace to Society. So those are like some typical 90s movies that I did enjoy. But yeah, Coming to America, hands down, is one of my favorite movies, and I just hope they don't butcher it. Let's see here. Yeah, they are. They're doing a sequel, and I don't know why. Major Payne was okay. I saw Major Payne at the theaters, funny enough. I went on a date, and we went to go to see Major Payne. The Sandlots was one of my favorites. Yeah, yep, not just for boys. I was such a big tomboy back then when I was in elementary. So The Sandlots, Benjamin Franklin Rodriguez. Oh my gosh, I had the biggest crush on Benny. And then the other little black boy in there too. He was so cute. Like, the whole cast except for the one who made the big splash, the big, chubby kid, was like, you're an L7 Winnie. Like, he was a trip. That movie is just funny. Yes, I did like Set It Off. That's a classic. Set It Off was a straight up classic. That's one of my favorite movies. I'll never forget the writer of Set It Off. My friend was really close with him. He lives in LA, and he's one of the writers of the movie. And so they were keeping my oldest son, because he was living in LA at the time with me, but I had to come back to Minneapolis to tend to my youngest, because he had like a bunch of tournaments, but my oldest couldn't go because he was in school. So she was keeping my oldest son for me. And he went out to Nobu, y'all, with the writer of Set It Off. So my son is over here sending me pictures. He's eating like a $60 meal and shit at Nobu with the writer of Set It Off. I said, oh, okay, must be nice. I leave LA and you get to meet the writer of Set It Off, and he takes you to dinner in his BMW. Like, really? So yeah, he's a really cool guy, the guy who wrote the movie. Real dope guy. Juice with Tupac. Juice was okay. Home Alone 2, I saw that at the movie theater with my friends. I sure did. My friends' parents took a group of us from our class, and we all went to go see Home Alone 2, and that was awesome. Because growing up, I didn't really get to go to the movie theaters. Like, my parents just really didn't do movies. So Home Alone 2 was one of, like, I think probably one of the only movies I saw at the movie theater. Like, we didn't go to the movies growing up. I don't know if we just couldn't afford it. We just didn't go to the movie theater. So I think that was, like, one of the first times I went to the movies. Because I think I went in 3rd grade, because some of, like, my older cousins took me to go see the Freddy Krueger movie, and that freaked me out. And then I didn't go back to the movies again ever until Home Alone 2 with my friends. So yeah, through my whole young elementary school life, I went to the movies twice. And that's probably why I go to movies all the time now with my boys, because we go to movies, at least a few times a month. But like growing up, I didn't go to the movies a lot. So I remember Home Alone 2. That's really special to me, because I went with about 6 girls, and we had a really good time. We all had a crush on Macaulay Culkin back when he was cute. I don't know what the hell's going on with him now, honey. But back when he was Kevin, he was a little cutie. Clueless. I remember Clueless. That was awesome. Free Willy. I watched that years later. I didn't get to see that at the theater. I probably watched Free Willy like sophomore year or something like that. But that was pretty good. Poetic Justice. That was good. I remember House Party. Soul Food. Yes. That was the bomb. That was high school. I love Soul Food. That was really good. We're talking about all these classics. The Goonies. Hey, you guys. Why do I write that on Instagram all the time? I love The Goonies. That was like one of the best movies. I love The Goonies. Black bean veggie burgers are good. I don't like anything black bean. I'm big on textures. And when it comes to burgers, I tried the beans. I've tried the portobello mushrooms, and those are okay. But the black bean burgers, I just don't like them. They fall apart. I don't like them. I'm sorry. The only veggie burgers I like are the grillers. Because why? The texture tastes like beef. Like, I'm really big on textures, and that's the thing. Like, you know, when you're vegetarian or vegan, especially if you used to eat meat, you still want to feel that way, like you're, you know, inclusive with everybody. Now, I went to the Mall America the other day by my lonesome. And I'm a weirdo. I'm always showing up somewhere by myself. But I was there the other day. For some reason, I was like, oh, I want a veggie burger. Because last time we were there, they had just opened up this new place. I want to say it's called Good Earth. I'm not sure. But the dude was like, just, oh, you got to try our veggie burger, da-da-da-da-da. And I'm like, okay, well, next time I come, I'm going to try it. And I did. It's at the Mall America. It's right next to the Popeyes chicken. They just built the new Popeyes chicken. I think it's called Good Earth. I don't know. I might be wrong. But it's a veggie spot. And when I tell you that veggie burger, that's probably one of the best veggie burgers I've had. It tasted like a straight up hamburger. They had the pickled cabbage, the tomatoes. It was really good. And their fries were really good too. So, I'm big on textures. Somebody said, Faith, fuck my husband. I remember that part. You know what? Fuck the family. You know, I let the family into my house, and the family fucked my husband. That mess was crazy on Soul Food. I remember that. What's Love Got to Do with It? That was a good movie. That was a good movie. Pam says, T, do you consider yourself ghetto? Do you consider yourself ghetto? Ask yourself that question, ma'am. I consider myself just myself. And if that makes me ghetto, so be it. Let's see here. So Madboy78, thank you so much for the super chat. He says, this is why we love you, T, because we all come together, laugh, kiki, and have a good old funky time. Amen. Amen. I appreciate it. Yeah, you know, that's what I like, to just have discussions with people on the live. So thank you so much for the super chat. Oh, I remember Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. Aruba says black people are not ghetto. Exactly. You know people, honey. They just love to start shit. That's all that is. I think she's miserable. You know, you gotta let miserable people be in their miserable feelings. Let's see here. So we can block you because you keep asking the same stupid question. So if you feel that way, why are you here? That's the problem. People will come in and they feel a certain type of way, but it's like, if I think somebody's ratchet or ghetto, then why would you watch them if it bothers you? I mean, that's common sense. Like I said, at the end of the day, you don't control me, you control yourself. So if you don't like what you're seeing on the screen, exit stage left. It's that simple, right? Yeah, we talked about Nipsey's mother earlier. You'll have to watch it on the playback. Jason's Lyric was a good movie. Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead. That was a really good 80s movie. I love that movie. Beetlejuice, I remember that. Man, this is Darius says, T, when are you dropping Back to the Pole You Go? I don't know. I do not know. But when he made that beat, that shit was so tight. I haven't talked to him in a while. But he was like real dope. JJ Jersey says, watch Cotton Comes to Harlem. I don't think I've seen that. I haven't heard of that. I'm going to have to check that out. Cotton Comes to Harlem. Let's see here. Have you ever watched Why Do Fools Fall in Love with Lorenz Tate? Yep, I seen that. I saw that a long time ago. I remember Meteor Man. I know Revive. Revive is like, T, I thought you were logging off. LOL. I know. I always say that, then I end up being on here a few more times. Let's see here. Damn, T, you remember everything. I envy you. I forget everything. I have a really good memory. Hey, T, when are we doing documentaries again? I don't know, because there's been so much other stuff going on. So we just been doing the regular lives. What do you guys want to do a documentary on? Like, what, is there any particular ones? I know we wrote some down last time. And I know a lot of people are watching Wasted, because we talked about that in like the last few streams. So If you want, we could we could do a discussion on Wasted, or we could pick a different documentary. I've just really started back watching Netflix because I've been so busy. So I've been trying to catch up on all like the new Netflix stuff. So maybe I'll find something and then we can do another documentaries and discussions. I never watched Beloved. I tried to, but I couldn't get into Beloved. Oh, okay. I guess my stream is gone. Okay. Let me see if I can refresh it. Let's see. Okay, so you guys can see me? Okay. I don't know what happened. It's like the whole thing just went blank. So I'm not sure. Maybe that's a sign to get offline because I've been on here for 2 hours and 20 minutes. Okay, good. You guys can see me? Okay, I know it's getting late. It's already midnight. So that means I need to get off and go get some sleep. I have to get up early tomorrow morning. Let's see here. The Women of Brewster's Place, that's a classic. I love that movie. There's a lot of just really dope actresses in that movie. Hold up, somebody said they've never watched Titanic. I've never watched the Titanic. If it's not an Avengers movie that's that long, I'm not watching it. Oblivion, you will love Titanic. You need to check it out. I watched that at the theaters back in high school. I think I saw that like 6 times at the theater. Like, Titanic is a really good movie. You'll like that. Curly Sue. I remember Curly Sue. Kid and Play Class Act. That was a classic movie. Flowers in the Attic. I remember watching that as well. Thank you so much, Corey. I appreciate it. We Need Tea for Pregnant Women. I think with the tea, most of it is safe. Usually green teas have like the least caffeine, but as with anything herbal, you want to talk to your doctors and make sure that it's safe. But certain teas like black teas have more caffeine, so that may not be good for pregnant people, but like green teas are very, very low. Green and white teas. Okay, you guys. So I see everybody's getting ready to go to bed. Let me go ahead and get up off of here. Thank you guys for the wonderful discussion tonight. We had a really great time. So anything that you missed will be back on the replay. You guys can just watch it. So I'll talk to you guys later. I'll be back sometime either during the week. I want to come back another day during the week and we'll just do some more discussions. If not, it'll definitely be back Sunday. So I'll talk to you guys later. Good night.